Test, test. Can you hear me now, Emil? Okay. Now, how do you know how to? All right. Are you hyped, ladies and gentlemen? We are live for the PCM World Cup UK 24, presented by the IMA, hosted by PCM UK, sponsored by Cyanide and Nacon. Get your copy of PCM 24 and Tour de France 24 June 6th on Steam and other digital platforms, likely some other retail outlets as well. I am the biggest of all dogs, joined by Emma the 90th, and we are live for the first of the big three road finals classics. So, we're going to go for the first slide of the evening and look at our participants. As you can see, or will be able to see in a few seconds, the six mighty finalists of the evening are Andrew Walker from Russia, Pompon 49 from France, the veteran Goga from Russia, Amox was also known as Basso from Slovakia, Alder from Colombia, and of course the nation's hometown player Joseph Whiteley 0711. And these are our finalists, the lobby of six that will fight for the medals of Classics, the first of the three road finals. Now let's look at the parcours whenever Emma is ready. All right, we're going to look into the parcours as you can see them now. We have three classics. The first one being a 230.7 kilometer banger there in Pienza. And then we move for the second one. These are all mighty big ones. The second one has 245.7 kilometers, classified as mountain. Should be actually a very interesting one to see. And then we end this with Luxembourg Heiderscheid in 228.9 kilometers and some cobbles midway. Should be interesting. We have cobbles in the first two, in the first and the third, sorry. And a steep mountain terrain in the second one. So these should allow for some strategic moves, some attacks, and some very entertaining lobby moments. We do not expect these to be just simple sprints, but we shall see how the lobby plays them as well. Always very important. If you just joined us, I am the biggest of all dogs, as I said, joined by Emir the 90th, our director. Maybe we will have someone else with us soon. And in the meantime, we are waiting for the lobby to be ready for launch. If you just joined us, again, participants Andrew Walker, Pompon, Goga, Basso, Alder, and Joe Whiteley. So, six of them, and two of them particularly in the lobby, out of my direct memory, Joe Whiteley and Basso are still fighting for the track and road, also known officially as the overall classification. Which I believe, I think it was Joe that was leading it by a very narrow margin. Basso actually has three finals, so has the theoretical advantage of the extra final to have the best odds to win this classification. We shall see how this goes. Primarily for Basso, it's not just about the overall, it's also about getting gold in one of the disciplines. Basso, one of the great players of this time, I think unanimously seen as one of the current best players out there, that has failed in past occasions to get the gold medals, has been fighting his own anxiety and his own fears that at times have made him succumb to the pressure at these highest occasions. But this seems to be his year. Everyone is very hyped about his chances, including himself. And he was one of the instrumental parts in the team for the Luxers that got the overall classification in team, with his good performances and others, as well as the legendary Ghostman, among others. Groot as well, the former the defending sprint world champion, and still has a chance to get his title, and also got a silver medal the other day. So many people are hyped about the possibilities of Basso. This could be the year in where he stops failing at the biggest moments, the big finals that he has yet failed to secure a win when it comes to world championships. But former champion Joseph Whiteley is also here and will have a word to say, but they are not the only ones. with outsiders such as Andrew Walker, even Gogo, despite his experience, and guys like Pompon and Alder that aren't seen as favorites as well. I would say that the two main favorites for this final are Joe and Basso, but any of the others, I would say I would put Goga and Alder in a second tier, and in the third tier, probably Andrew Walker and Goga. But this is classics, known as the discipline of road with the most randomness in the big tree. Anything can happen, and any of these guys did great campaigns to be here. There are, for the most part, all recognizable players. A couple of surprises here and there, like Andrew and Pompon reaching the final, but that doesn't take away from their credit. And the lobby is about to launch. We will soon know who is the champion of the world of classics. Are underway. We are waiting to be seen if we will be joined by Francesco Galassi and or Sean Cole. And the mayor tells me, you know, it's a final when there are 10 people watching at the beginning. Yes, indeed, Mayor. Not that we haven't done better starts before, but for this World Championship, it's actually a good start. Now, chat, give us your predictions. Who do you think will win? Not just the overall, but the actual discipline of classics itself. And I am now syncing in the chat as well to see if people decide to start giving their predictions for this final. Welcome to all, by the way. I already see some familiar faces there in the form of Ilya. Welcome. I also see Max Verify. I don't know you, but welcome. And thank you for joining us. Thank you for giving your thoughts in the chat as well. That Heiderscheid Classic indeed, Luxembourg Heiderscheid indeed looks brutal. This should be a very fun final.
He's making a break for it. Will it prove to be too early?
And we already see, I believe it is Alder attempting the breakaway with 3 riders. Small gap, but I believe Basso is going to try and respond with 4 riders, including Samuel Tuca. Joseph Whiteley with Christopher Froome and 2 others. Thomas Pitcock is also ready to respond. Let us see what happens here. I believe Basso takes his 4 riders, joins Alder. Joe Whiteley smart, giving him the room to attack, or else if he joined with him, the break would have been closed just by the sheer numbers of both of them trying to join. We are up to Roccadoccia, 3.8 kilometers climb with 7.1% average, 527 meters of altitude in this steep hill, especially from mid to finish. Attack from Tibor, that would be Basso. And Goga has joined with the... He's using the Ukrainian gear, but he is, such as Andrew Walker, they are both from Russia. Andrew Walker with the Russian jersey is now attacking, or trying, but he might just taste this out with his lackluster attempt. But Basso doesn't care, continues to pace and try and get a gap going. Emma, if you could zoom out a little bit so we could see better each group, thank you. Okay, perfect. And I think it was Goga caught up there by what I believe the image was moving at the time, some whiplash effect and the pace in the back. So this acceleration means that the gap might be about to be closed very soon as we go to Castiglione Doccia 2. 1 kilometer, 5.9 average, 544 meters of altitude, and it's now Alder get the acceleration going to try and maintain a gap alive. We are joined here by mythical Francesco Galassi. Welcome.
Hi, Sean. Hi, everyone. So it looks like I joined in the middle of action here. It's
Yeah, the
quite
race
hectic.
started with a banger from the start, people trying to get gaps and the breakaway going.
Yeah, now Joe is attacking. Apparently, I forgot that Andrew Walker was in the final. I forgot that Pompon was in the final too.
I think we all did, but they did great performances to bring them here. And let's see what they can bring to this final. Maybe even get a medal. Who knows? Even gold, maybe. We shall see.
I mean, it isn't so
It's classics, right?
improbable. Yeah, it isn't improbable. I think it can happen. Now it looks like Baso is already trying to go for the big risk. 202 kilometers from the finish.
So, Gracia, my main question to you, looking at this lobby, who would you pick as the favorite for the three medals and mainly also the favorite for the win?
Okay. I mean, stages doesn't don't look like really randomic, and so I think it's not going to be sprints. So it's difficult to think that a random can win, as sometimes happened. I'm not absolutely talking about Miko's World Cup, but
You mean the one where ASG won?
yeah, exactly. Which
All
was
right.
down to three sprints, and oh, this time I mean we have an uphill sprint, so I think this already eliminates kind of randomness.
We are
Then
all
we have
praying for
a
Emma's
mountain.
connection not to go down as well, for that World Championship situation doesn't repeat itself.
Oh my God! Imagine Emea crashing in the last stage and Andrew Walker winning the World Cup. Yeah,
That would be shocking to say the very least.
yeah,
Grassi,
that
thoughts
would
on
be.
these first break attempts?
Yeah, sorry, and so I think it's I mean the favorite I mean could be one between Baso and Joe. Maybe Baso is a better sprinter, he's better at positioning. So maybe in classics I see him a bit better than Joe, but it's classics. So Alder, I wouldn't underestimate Alder here. Now Pompon has four riders in the front group, so it looks like already decent move. Who is in E2 actually between the two groups?
I'm just gonna say, oh, actually, Pompon Two Riders trying to catch a ride from Goga.
Goga. I thought he was Alder. He was Agap actually. If Goga joins the front, Pompon has his full team ahead.
If you're Goga here and you know who you're taking with you at the front, will you still continue to join that break? You kind of have to at that point. You already committed the energy, right?
I mean, probably no. Goga is working now behind too. That
Yeah, so
doesn't make
confusing.
sense.
There's a rider trying to break away from the bunch.
I mean, probably it's better not to be dropped from the group ahead. So at least if you have the chance of getting the second place, at least it's good. But yeah, after that you don't have to do any single thing and just
Ladies and
be on
gentlemen,
the
the
wheel.
following sentence is sponsored by PCM UK Six Man Train from Andrew Walker.
The first one in the final.
Yes. And Goga moving with three other guys here. Or dropped, sorry.
No, Gog actually, yeah, is dropped and he's trying to rejoin the group with Andrew Walker, who is doing a massive pace, and he's the only one, and he's obviously the only one that has to work
Okay,
because he's
full team
behind.
of Pompon ahead.
Yeah, Pompon is pacing a lot, and I think on this kind of
This
route,
climb features some dreadful
the
precipices.
six-man train means he can actually go alone, probably, because the group can actually split very easy, which means being ahead is key to not spend so much energy. So Pompon is in a good position here, and if behind they actually rely too much on Andrew Walker, I believe they can be fucked.
My
So this is a
question to you
dangerous
here,
situation.
that like you said, the situation is dangerous and i- interesting, but as the gap isn't irrecoverable yet. Would you say that, given the gap, that it's a big stage still, 170 kilometers or so to go? Would you say that Pom Pom might as well be risking too much energy at this point, or is he in a position where this is worth trying more now?
There are many downhills, and those downhills look like they actually help him to recover. I mean, obviously he's risking energy, but on this particular terrain, you have to spend a lot, even if you are behind, trying to catch the break. So actually, it is even maybe even better to be ahead than to be behind. And so let's see. Now Andrew Walker tries to go because he dropped this team, but
And let's
on
keep
these
in
small
mind, 18,
climbs,
18
yeah,
riders in each group.
yeah. But look at those small climbs. It's all terrain where I think Pompon can actually keep the advantage because people are going to spend all the same trying to come back. And Cabbles doesn't help the cause of the riders behind. So if they want to catch Pompon, they have to spend energies. So in the end, it's going to be pretty equal also because PCM doesn't properly work well when it comes to um, efforts or punishing the efforts.
Watch out! A team leader is falling
Campiglia
behind.
Dolce now underway, 16.3 kilometers, 3.2% average at 777 meters, 777 meters of altitude. It's mostly not steep except for the beginning and the ending.
Yeah, Pompon isn't pacing probably because yeah he's getting water. So,
Which could
but yeah, it's Andrew Walker versus Pompon at the moment. So they're actually probably diminishing their probability possibilities of winning each other. I think.
and
Let's
the
see.
gap is now
Because
slowing
now
down a little
Joe,
bit.
look at Joe. Joe now is looking for closing the gap on this steep wall. On this cobble section, 3 stars cobble section here. Yeah, this race is actually harder than it looks because
And it
those
started
small,
with an all-out rhythm.
yeah, yeah. If it keeps like this, behind riders are going to spend. Joe and Basso are together now, and they're trying to force the pace, and they almost made it to the group, but I think Pompon has gapped this group. And look at the cobbles, it's going to be pretty consuming. It's said that this part of the circuit is going to be climbed only for the last time now, because this part of the circuit was actually the funniest part, I believe.
All-out desperation from Pompon, increasing his pace massively to not allow these two to enter, has worked so far, but now all the groups are stretching out on the road. All hell is breaking loose. Pompon already lost one helper at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's not important that they lost him because, but now Baso has his full team, so he's actually trying to
Approaching from
go.
the back like a greyhound.
No, he stopped, and then he goes again, and then he stopped. I don't know what's doing. What is
And
he doing?
Joe, I think it was looking like he was gonna still try and attack that gap. Let's see if he does. We're now seeing Basso with his four riders trying to rejoin the front group.
Yeah, last bit of the climb to Campiglia d'Orcia here, and then downhill. Then we will enter the circuit, and I don't know.
Basso joined.
Basso is back. Yeah, Basso is back. Maybe Pompon is going to stop pacing. Joe has Joe has 4 riders here. Okay, Andrew Walker now is working to close the gap. He has to close it now because yeah, it's going to be important. Joe is helping him, and actually, Pompon's break has been catched.
All right, we have the riders here and who has them. I'm seeing who has who. So everyone has the puncher.
Hmm.
And then for the cobble rider, he was chosen by Pompon Joe Whiteley, and that's about it. Then the Cobble Helper was chosen by Alder, Basso, and Goga, and that's it. The second sprinter was chosen unanimously by all. Then the actual sprinter was just chosen by Andrew Walker. Then we have the flat rider chosen by everyone except Alder and Joe Whiteley. And the time trialist was chosen by Andrew Walker, Basso, and Goga. Then we have the mountain rider chosen by Alder, Pompon, Joe Whiteley, actually by everyone. Then the 77 climber was chosen by only Joe Whiteley and Alder, and the climber helper, whatever the fuck that is, Esteban Chavez for Alder. Then Pompon Joe Whiteley also chose it, and Andrew Walker, Basso, and Goga did not. So interesting to see that only two guys actually chose the Cobbles rider in Pompon and Joe Whiteley, for example.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I think they did a good move because I don't think the route is hard enough to mean that the hill guy is going to be dropped very soon. So I think he's going to be very useful in the final part, or at least in the final third of the race for sure. Because I mean, probably also the Kabul helper is going to be useful in this race because he has a good mountain and good hill. So obviously, he's one that can work on this kind of terrain. But in these races, I would always took the cobbler because the fact that there is some cobble, even if it's easy, means he has a boost actually.
All right, credits to Ben Young for showing us the graphic with the team selections. Although I'm still trying to understand who the climber helper is. I'm gonna guess the 75 guy because GC Rider would be 82 and climber would be the 77 climber. Other than that, everyone was back together, but now all
What's
they're
that,
trying
climber
to
rider?
get the attack going. Someone has dropped them in. It is Joseph Whiteley and Basso. Joe quickly using his three riders that were a bit more at the front to bring his others back, and Basso taking advantage of that ride. Now trying with his second half of the team to keep joining that break attempt by staying in Aldo's wheel, and Goga goes with four riders to join them as well. All hell is breaking loose again.
Attack!
Rossi,
It's
we're
the
going to do
Unknown with the
Pienza.
shot.
Yeah, yeah, the
Go him,
pronunciation is good.
go him.
No,
Fastest
but
target's gonna create some gaps.
what did you ask? I was actually reading a message.
Survival of the
Actually, I
fittest.
didn't
Make
ask
sure
anything.
you
I
use
just
your
said we are going
singular
into
loops
Pienza,
to
but I can
avoid
ask
missing
now.
the attack.
Yeah, no, okay,
With
okay.
the race going into this overloading speed again, what do you think is the best move? Should these guys here at the front, Alder and Goga, try to continue to get a gap here?
I mean, if the route is like this, they aren't consuming much, but obviously it's better to sit and wait for something else because now this is a part of the circuit where it's impossible to do any gap or even attack. So they have to wait some kilometers to attack. So it's useless to race like this.
21 seconds, small gap. It seems like everyone
We're
might
now at the
be
halfway stage.
ready to
Here's a
get
good time
back
to take
again,
some
and it was
fuel.
Basso, two for Alder and Goga. Were also behind, but they seem ready to rejoin, and here they are. This is the kind of pacing, as I'm seeing it unfold, that reminds me, especially looking at the parkour, it reminds me a lot of those situations where you pace your riders a lot to try and keep a high pace. Everyone just
Keep
goes in your
looking
wheel
for
to
that
try and
limit
survive, and at
horizon.
some point you might be punished later with the energy.
I don't know because probably the route isn't that hard that if you stay ahead, you actually have an advantage for now. But yeah, maybe it's going to work. I think if you are behind in this kind of route, you have the worst part for sure. So, but I mean, you have to avoid the last position and first position. Then, if you are in second and third position, actually keeping energy, probably you are managing the best.
And Goga
Obviously,
strikes again.
yeah. Yeah, Goga tries now that Sterrato is starting. And we are starting a part of the race where there are many narrow roads. So here and being ahead is important.
Positioning also very important for those not trying to get a gap. Like you said, being ahead is important.
Yeah. And if this attack joins their strength, uh, well, I mean, they can try actually making it difficult for people behind. Climb to Pienza isn't really hard, or at least it seems. Joy's working hard here, and yes, the cobbler. Yeah, the cobbler in this part is very important.
He also has
The,
75 helper, mountain helper Yates,
mhm.
Adam Yates, and
Yeah,
the
I
gap
think
has been
Joe.
stable.
Yeah, now the gap has been made because they stopped in the group, so they allowed them to keep some margin.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's Alder working mainly, Goga sitting on the wheels, which means I think Alder is going to slow down.
For those of us that know Goga, that's pretty much one of the most familiar things we can associate with him. The opportunity to take advantage of these situations, to just sit on the wheel of the guys doing the pace, particularly Alder in this case.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, the fact that many don't get is that if they will work, they can actually keep a higher speed for a longer time. Instead, like this, they actually make their companion not work as hard as he could, which means they actually lose time from the group behind. Pompon working again.
Stopped now for
No,
some reason.
he stopped. Yeah, I mean, in this part of the race, it's difficult to have an advantage because there are many turns, and so the group actually keeps you at its view, so they can actually accelerate when they
The
want to
antagonist
close.
group is
And
falling.
as I said, Alder now
Prepare
goes
to let the
alone, and
group
now
go.
only now Goga makes the effort to close on him, but he wasn't working, and the group
An effort
almost
he
catch
wouldn't
them.
need to be wasting now if he was working with his break mate.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally useless. People actually overrate the fact of having constantly helpers. Now let's see
Acceleration
this
from Pom
forcing
Pom.
by Pompon. Yeah, because this forcing on this small climb can be dangerous for who is behind. The luck for people behind is that this downhill actually start. I mean, also that Pompon stopped because if he would have kept, if people behind had riders in train, they would have had a backlash effect so hard that would have consumed them a lot.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Grassi, but so far I've seen some people desperately trying to be everywhere where possible, and then there's a few people trying to play this logically. Who do you think will benefit here?
I mean, at this moment, this attack made by Alder is logic. The move by Goga is logic, but he isn't working, which is not logic. Pompon is racing a bit too aggressively for my taste. Also, he's killing Mollard. Can I see Mollard, please? He's the last. Okay, no, it's the 75 mark, but he has killed him. Pompon is attacking a bit too much, probably, but yeah, I mean it's a right move. He isn't riding the worst of everyone, but I think at this moment the only one
The group is slowly
really
thinning out due
really
to such a frantic pace.
bad is being Andrew Walker because he isn't doing anything apart from working. He's constantly behind chasing or even not chasing, which means I mean, when you start the race and you constantly chase, you end up constantly chasing and you miss every move.
It's often in situations like this when we can quickly see who has the ability to read a lobby, who doesn't, who knows what they have to do and how to close, and who sometimes just desperately tries to go too aggressive, as it might be the case for Pompon.
Yeah, and now also I think Alder. I mean, now Alder and Goga are actually doing a bad service themselves because they're not working. They're just chasing each other,
Yeah, I
which
don't
means
think
they
Alder
both
is too keen
consume.
on having Goga back too because he doesn't want to
Yeah,
carry
I
him
mean,
without work.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the worst part in the story is obviously for Goga because if he started working with Alder, no need for Alder to attack. That's the base actually.
Joseph Whiteley now with the attack with Adam Yates, trying to get a gap of his own here.
Yeah, Joe is attacking quite a lot because I think he's trying to send the Kabul guy with an advantage.
He's going to take them on
I was
one.
going to
Bass is
ask you
attacking.
if the Cobble guy gets to a situation where he is in that ending. What are his chances here? They're not bad, actually.
I mean, I don't know because he has oh, Andrew Walker. What are you doing? He actually killed his team. Um, well, I mean the cobbler has a not an high value on heal, so it's difficult for him to actually keep the pace with someone with
But
a
in a
higher.
situation with a break, unless more specific leaders were there, it could actually be an outside card to try and use, or not even that.
I mean, he could, but a single rider with better heal can actually outsprint him on the final climb. So I don't know.
Indeed, that's a good point as well.
It's difficult. It's difficult for the cobbler. He has to be in very specific conditions to win.
More staccato here in five. It's 5.2 kilometers. One star cobbles here being used as staccato.
Huh?
I was saying staccato here, which particularly for the game cadets pretty much mean one star cobbles being used as staccato, but next year we will indeed have staccato in the game already confirmed.
Yeah, yeah. That's probably the best thing about the game. I mean, that probably will mean that the gravel will have always the same difficulty. Which isn't something I quite like, unless they added the possibility of changing the gravel difficulty, like we can do with cobbles. In the meantime, attacked by Bazo, he's
Five
trying
man
to
train
pull.
from Basso puts
Yeah,
him ahead.
yeah. Pompon is closing on him, and that's decisive because if Pompon wasn't closing, that would have been dangerous. By the way, as I said, if they actually manage to make gravel changeable like cobbles, this is definitely a great thing because, for example, you could make a
This
difference
climb features
between
some dreadful
some
percentages.
gravel section and Monte Sante Maria, for example. If they don't, it's yeah the a new feature that's going to be wasted as always for Nacon.
May I take
Yeah,
us to Andrew Walker's rider at the front to see who it is? That was too fast. It is the 80 cobbles rider.
by the way, I think the group is going to explode on the final climb. I mean, it's a long race. We are missing already 44 kilometers. The race has been raced at a fast pace because we're already here, which is
People
the
must be
final
hurting
4.
on energy because it was over 200 kilometers, and it has been at a crazy pace here.
Yeah, I think especially in the preparation of the final climb, because when you are going to position. We are going to pace on cobbles, even if it's 1 star. But this means you can actually,
Alter goes
yeah,
Vidiguita
goes.
and Juan Esteban Chavez, and Basso responds with two riders of
Good
his own.
move by Basso. Basso at least wants. Basso has the cobble too. The cobble guy too.
He does? Does.
Yeah.
Wait, let me see my graphic again. Was he one of the guys who had it?
No, you told only Joe and Agap and Goga.
It was Joe and Pompon, which says Cobble right here. So, yes, probably
Okay.
an
So you
overview
missed.
from Ben Young.
Yeah, you guys missed. It's actually. Yeah, I mean, with Slovak names, it's difficult to actually know who is who
So,
because
Basso has the
Slovak
Cobble rider
riders.
as well.
Yeah. Well, let's
Horse
see because
Terrato in 1.7 kilometers, and now everyone knows back as there were 25 riders, means 11 helpers were already dropped, and Basso now with his 5-man train.
yeah, Baza's the first rider, almost dead, and I believe he's going to lose him soon. But before he's like it looks like he's going to pace. What rider is Stochek? No, okay, we don't see him because Goga is attacking on this small bit of
Look out!
climb.
He's breaking away!
He actually isn't making big difference, but then Pompon actually makes the gap, and
Yeah,
so
and this
Goga
is his
goes.
full team, these four riders. It's everything
Yeah,
he
this is
has.
a dangerous attack because it's happening 30 kilometers from the finish. He doesn't need to keep too many helpers, so it's a
And now
dangerous attack here.
Basso
And
putting Stoichek ahead of the group to try and pace. Pompon is with his four riders trying to get to the front. And the fight for position here in these climbs might generate some chaos for some at the peloton.
yeah, Bazoya is actually working with the perfect rider to work here because he's good on cobbles. Quite good on He's a good all rounder helper. But now Pompon should make the effort because he has the full team ahead and he already caused the block and there he goes with
Three
Alder on his
riders,
wheels.
and he tries to attack.
Yeah, climb is almost finished. I think the group is going to be really smaller after this climb.
Strongest
Only
complete 10
20.
laps.
Holy shit, what's that?
I'm
Stochek is
guessing
dead.
it
Wait
is.
for the gap. Pompon almost gaps the group.
It's still not right, I mean. If Cobble Rider is the 80 Cobbles Rider, Basso also has one.
And Pompon goes. This is dangerous. This is actually dangerous. It looks like
Oh,
Alder is closing.
that was the last lap bell, says Amaya. Well, last lap indeed, and 22
That was a
seconds.
bell.
Yes, he says he doesn't have a better bell, so he needs to make us deaf to prove a point that we're in the last lap.
I think that's what. No, can't actually say that on Twitch. I think so. I
Something
won't
like
tell what I
"fuck
was
you,
saying.
Emma."
No. That's
I don't.
that's quite something I do usually. So
Yeah,
that
that's
wouldn't
something you
be
can actually
new.
say. So if it's not that, it has to be much worse.
Yeah.
All right.
Pompon has attacked, and now Bazo goes. If I were Bazo, I would
And
have
they keep
waited.
on
This is
attacking.
not
Anyone that's
a good
lower
move
decks, they're
because he's
going
Yeah,
taking
to
all the
be in
group
the
with
he's
him.
taking
clear.
everyone with him, and he's gonna get the break closed.
Yeah, I should have waited. Okay, now they are going to stop, and now there is a small downhill, but these energies he has wasted. Joe hasn't wasted them, and now he's hitting the front at the right moment on
Just
this
a few
small climb to
kilometers
some
ahead.
Everyone
critical
had
with
three
this move.
riders, by the way.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's 18 riders,
Yep.
probably everyone. No. Probably
Goga
no,
has
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, Goga has three. Yeah, everyone has three riders.
Yeah. Bazo actually didn't I think he didn't recover well from that attack because he actually tried to push already on Joe because he thought Joe was going so. I
Joe
think he
reaching the front of the
spent
race. Let's see
yeah,
if
I
it's
think he spent a
intentional
bit
or
too much.
not.
Joe
Might go here.
actually has reached the front of the race at the right moment.
Positioning himself for the
Only
Starato, indeed.
The last 10
Yeah, I've
kilometers of the
seen him
stage.
only in the last 10 kilometers, basically. So, yeah, I think he's going to be the favorite here if he doesn't get blocked. And
It's
he's
Pompon
actually
and
preventing
Joe
that.
Basso.
Pompon with this move, which is a bit of suspect. Bazo and Joe have the best positioning, 7.3 kilometers. It's going to be tough.
Can
I
this be
think
a
it's going to
sprint?
be, yeah, it's going to be Basso versus Joe, as it looks like, because behind
They are in a
they're
terrible
going to have
position
to
right
do
now.
a massive effort to
Yep.
come back.
And it's Basso accelerating Joe on his left side. They are in prime position for the upcoming finish. Starato still underway.
Yeah, Sterrato is going to finish like 3 kilometers from, no, four
No, it's
kilometers from
already
the
here.
finish here.
Yeah, four,
And now it's
give or take.
all tarmac now.
And it's Basso, it's Joseph Whiteley, those two with good positioning. Alder trying to catch up as well. Finds two riders to get them across. This first group that is down to 15 riders, this will be a sprint.
Yeah,
Nevertheless, looks
Alder,
like it.
Joe, or Basso. Alder, Joe, or Basso are going to win because
Oh,
they,
Basso
you
with two
know,
riders. Joe begins the acceleration, has an extra rider, but can he capitalize with it? 1.5 to go. We go out from the turn, and now it's going to be full acceleration from Joseph Whiteley and Basso. Basso
Basso
has
choked.
swerve check there, and it's going to be Basso, 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 Basso.
Oh, it's Basso, it's Basso. Oh, I thought he had choked. Yet,
Basso wins the stage. Joe Whiteley is second. Alder is third. Joe Whiteley is fourth. Agap is fifth. Basso is sixth. Alder is seventh. Agap is eighth. And only then comes Pompon in ninth and Andrew Walker in the mud, 10th place. Thoughts, Rossi? Rossi?
yeah, I mean, probably the best riders made one and two. I mean, as I told you, I saw Basso a bit ahead, even if I thought he actually was choking the sprint because he started very soon, but actually the hill guy has infinite bars. It looks like.
He came down to one
Uh,
rider. He didn't panic. Joe had the extra one to launch. He remained cool headed, launched at what he thought
yeah,
was the perfect timing, and it
and
seemed to be.
you know what? Probably the fact that Joe had more riders actually was a bit of impeding for him because yeah, he did second and fourth, so probably he
Second and fourth, yes.
miscalculated timing to launch the sprint, having too many riders.
All right. So advantage Basso in the first stage, but the two big favorites, Basso and Joe, are in contention. Alder, that I would say, looking at the lobby, would probably be the third favorite, is also there in the top three. And then Agap only appears in fifth, Pompon only appears in ninth, and Andrew Walker is in the mud in 10th place.
Yeah, I think Pompon
Andrew,
and Walker are quite already out of contention.
at least for a gold medal, I would
Goga
think.
can actually come back in contention at least for a podium for sure. Yeah, I mean for sure for a podium. But yeah, I mean if everything goes according to plan, the podium is going to be occupied by Basso, Joe, and Alder, not in this order, obviously. And
So,
I think this stage has already shown that, and I think the next stage is going to show it in a harder way.
there was less randomness than we are probably used to usually in classics. Would you agree? We still had the sprint that we thought we might not have if the stage was well played, but the fact is that they flagged through the entire stage and still had enough people for a sort of reduced sprint, less than half of the peloton at that point.
I mean, having an uphill sprint is always a good move, a good way to avoid random sprint,
Indeed.
especially when positioning is made key by the fact that there is gravel before the climb. So I think it's a good pick this stage. So yeah, I mean, having sprints like this, is always good because obviously they eliminate a component of randomness, which maybe can be. I mean, flat sprints can be used, but maybe as first stage, it's better not to use them. So I totally agree with the picking of that
All
stage.
right, we have updated standings after stage one. Basso is leading 101 points. Joe Whiteley is second, 75. Alder third, 50. Gogo fourth, 35. Pompo fifth, 25. And Andrew Walker in the mud in sixth, 18 points.
I
Brasi.
expect gaps in GC to widen after this stage because I think the first three of the last stage are going to be first three even in this stage, which is the
Uh,
hardest of the final.
Indeed, and if it turns out that the first two, for example, which might not be the case obviously, but looking at the points, if the first two manage to be in those positions again, it might even become a two-man race
I
for the hold
mean,
at least.
since the moment that finalists were decided by the races, it already looked like a two-man race, to be honest, because okay, Alder is good, but he's like a bit behind Bazo and Joe.
Would you agree that there's two tiers here in theory in this lobby, which would be Basso and Joe in the first one, Alder and Gogan in the second one, and probably Pompon and Andrew Walker in the third and last one?
I think Alder is a bit ahead of Goga. I mean, I will go with four categories because Alder and Goga actually are in two different categories. Alder is a Champions League winner also in the past, which is a different game, so different dynamics. But as a player, is better than Goga, I believe, or at least he has a better palmarès, which makes me think that he is a bit better. Not that much, because obviously in classics differences are quite not wide, just to say like that. But yeah, I mean, and then Pompon and Andrew Walker, obviously, they are in the same category. Even if Pompon maybe he's a bit better than Andrew Walker. At least his performances before this final were.
We welcome as well into the chat Mikun, we welcome Mendez, we welcome Mighty Hoolies, Daniel Miko, Hashi, and of course Snake and Benyong as well. Welcome to all guys, and tell us who your favorites for the gold are and what have you thought of the final so far, as we are peaking currently with 24 viewers.
What?
I was asking the chat to tell us their favorites, as we are peaking with 20, or were peaking with 24
Sorry,
viewers.
I thought you were talking to me. Sorry.
Welcome to all. Like I said, we have Hushy, we have Snake, we have Miko, we have Benyang, we have Hooli, we have Mendez, Hilia, and Max that were already here. I missed someone. Um, Not sure who, but okay. Mikun as well. So some new names, some usual names, and Ilya that I think I had already said. Ilya, one of the people talking more. Always good to see Ilya and everyone else here. We have the classification on screen as well.
Can I say Miko is the biggest disappointment of Classic World Cup?
No, I mean you can. For some reason there was this how would I say? There was this belief because of the meta that it would favor Miko even more. I think in classics I didn't expect that much out of no one specifically, because there's a lot of randomness in the first rounds, especially the way it's played. I don't think it was a disappointment, a big one at least, but he still has two more finals where he can prove the meta believers right.
No, I mean, I thought yeah, he could actually be considered the favorite for classics. Instead, they actually got the final in the other two disciplines. So, which
Uh,
is something I expected, but I thought he was probably the favorite for classics.
the way the game was played this season, after seeing the regular season go on as many times as it did, in as many repetitive scenarios, I was expecting to see him in those two finals, maybe even classics. But classics, because of the first rounds and how brutally random and brutally in terms of gameplay it can become. I can't say I'm shocked that Miko isn't here in this final. I think everyone expected three. I thought two out of three would be good for him, but maybe not reaching the final is underperforming. I don't know. I don't think so in this specific case, but it's obviously open to discussion. My big question
Yeah.
here now is, as we go into second stage, if you are Joseph Whiteley or if you are Basso, maybe even Alder, you have the podium seats. What do you do? Do you play more passive, or do you still want to have some aggressiveness left to try and make sure that you get the win here?
I think that the main question is probably they are still going to watch a bit each other because I mean Basso and Joe are still going to watch each other because obviously they're separated by a few points.
26 points, yeah.
But yeah, but they can play passive because if they play passive, they actually put in the mix for the win again others, which is something they absolutely have to avoid.
All right,
Because in
and
stages like this, if someone gets too much advantage, it's difficult then to get.
Surprise attack. He's probably just trying to
right
force his
now, Joe
teammate to
Whiteley
play
and
through.
Basso, or Basso and Joe Whiteley, because Basso is the one leading, are, I believe, with Quick Matt, the only two guys that depend solely on their own
Raiders
results to
Riders
win the
looking to
gold
break
medal.
away.
Yeah, actually, I think this kind of thing of thinking can happen in the third stage. In this stage, it's too soon to play safe because
There's a rider trying
if
to
you
break away from the lead.
miscalculate, you actually you're out basically. So it's better not to do calculation and just play for not too passive. Actually, it's better for them to do it, I think, because if they play passive, obviously it's not like people are going to help them.
A rider just
No,
launched an
I
attack.
think they have to play for the win in this stage.
Basso goes, Joe follows, but they might have gone a tad too
Looks like
soon,
your riders in
especially
the
Joe.
back are
They're
beginning to
pretty
stall.
much killing the gap for Basso, as everyone
And he sprints
would be
away in
able to
attack.
close with Joe's move. At the front, who do we have? E1 and 2. It is Alder with four riders and Pompon again, the first to strike with four riders. He was as well in the first stage. It did not work out well for him. He ended ninth, I believe, and Edge Walker was 10th. But it is Pompon striking first again, and now Alder trying to join as early as the beginning of the race. Another big stage, another fast start, Rossi.
Yeah, and this is very dangerous as so I mean because and Joe now
Oh,
is in a dangerous position.
oh, oh,
Who is behind him? Who is A2? Sorry.
oh.
Okay. Yeah, some climbers here in a bad
Some
situation,
leaders
and
there
Basso
from
has the full team ahead.
So it's Goka, Agap, and someone else, probably not Alder or Pompon that have their. I can't say for sure because I don't have the visual. It is Alder that have their leaders behind. Joe Whiteley has reconnected, so will Andrew
Yeah, I think
Walker,
they're going to stop.
and now
I
Alder
think
and Goga in a delicate position.
Alder is pacing hard, and he break the group actually because the group has split in two, and
At the
Joe is
expense of
again
his own
behind.
leader, though. At the expense of his own leader, though, needs
Yeah,
to be
in
said.
fact, he stopped. This wasn't the most intelligent move I have ever seen, actually.
We are joined by lives in the basement collecting Legos. Sovereign, you welcome.
That's
Kidding.
right. That's very accurate. Hello, everyone.
Really? All right. Welcome,
Mhm.
George.
So, what are we playing today?
We are playing Classics Fama. I assume you did not see the first stage if you ask that.
No, I will go into the results now.
Please do. And 1 minute and 43. With all this stop and start in the peloton, it was Pompon getting the free gap almost. That is now 2 minutes.
Okay, I will sound mean, but what is this final?
No one really knows. It's classics. I mean, that explains a lot of it. But I wouldn't call you mean. There's some names here no one would expect in a final. That's not being mean. I mean, that's a good question. But they did do their valid campaign to get here. We cannot underestimate any of them. But so far, some have played as if they were playing below football league level in England.
Look out, he's breaking away.
I look at this final. I look at the good performance I had in round one in a lobby that had Alder, Jose, and Leo, and where I qualified in third with one stage victory, and I think, shit, I could be here easily.
Hmm.
Not good.
I think the game is so bad this year that I could have a chance of being here. Such was not meant to be because I could not participate in round two. Wait, what?
We see some
I
team
don't.
attacks here by Alder and Ponpon.
I don't remember. Oh, right. Yeah, no, I was just asking Grassy Tactics, but yes, if someone was boss, well, I'm not going to talk about this on stream.
Basso
So,
Tactic, a Grassi Tactic is a fold every tournament after 2 days.
our man on the field, Ben Young, has informed us that everyone has the same riders here, and everyone chose the puncher, the cobbles helper, the second sprinter, which is the 77 sprinter, the climber, the 77 climber, and the 75 climber.
So who's the leader here for this stage then?
The
I
climber.
think the climber, obviously, because the puncher isn't going to survive.
Fair enough.
Or if he survives, he's going to be so empty that he has he needs an electrical shock to actually move the bike. I think.
Gap has slowed down while I was looking at the graphics of the riders,
Yeah, I
so
think
I don't
this
know what
come
happened.
together. And there it does with Hunter's help. Now it's just Ponpon left at the front.
Yeah, Pompon attacked in the right at right moment actually because there were some skirmishes and he actually went. And on
Big,
this small climb, oh, the group is going very long, very
the big
stretched.
question here: if you're Pompon that had his riders at the front since the start and trying to reestablish that gap, how much energy is enough to actually keep those riders at the front without wasting it? Because he's again in another move.
I
How
mean,
much is it worth it?
he's going regular, and that's the usual thing that cycling commentators say. He's going regular, while in the group there are many attacks which are more consuming than the pace he's actually doing.
And we enter in Tani as Joseph Whiteley is the one now leading the peloton, and Basso seems to be in an acceleration to maybe bridge.
I was gonna say I think Joe tried to make a split there, and it seems to have been the case as Basso followed in opening up.
Split
There are some
underway,
bikes that just can't take the speed anymore. The riders are
but
being left
it's
behind.
not going to last long.
They have joined Ponpon, and now it's Gruppo Combatto again. A good scenery on the left there. You can see some boats enjoying the views.
Yeah, and this climb is pretty hard. So if Pompon actually forces a bit the pace, we will have fun. But he isn't going to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this stage is sponsored by EMEA's Max Graphics. Fucking lobbies since years ago now.
Oh, well, I mean, these graphics actually are making this stage beautiful. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
this is
yeah.
Greece.
I don't disagree on that part though, but we all know how long it takes to load these in.
Yeah, I was gonna say these names look Greek. Where are we?
In
Fuck if I
Greece,
know.
In Gloovy.
Lefka, I believe Lefkada is
Oh,
the
Lefkada! Ah, the island. Nice.
yeah.
All right, so George's day was made with this information.
We have some splits here though. Alder and Joseph are
I
following
mean,
in E2.
Lefkada is actually connected to the mainland.
Is it?
Yeah, thanks to a bridge.
Shouldn't you know this better than us, George?
I'm not from Greece, mate. I don't give a shit about Greece.
Okie dokie.
Ooh, we see
Yeah,
Basso there with four riders in the break. Let's see who's gonna be pacing here and who's not. Joseph
yeah.
doesn't seem to be
And
the one that is going to pace.
Joe is a bit suffering here. This move is actually bad for the group behind because they've already a big advantage,
It's
a
just
good
Andrew now
advantage.
that is behind.
I mean,
The shock.
the main problem with some people, and with some people, I mean, also me when I'm not in the right mood to play is that when you start losing every move and you have to constantly chase, you lose so much energy because
Commander,
every
any
move
stretch goals?
you have to recover, and every time you lose a move, you have to constantly spend any more energy, and that's basically what's happening with the group behind now with Andrew Walker especially, but it was with Goga too because he actually had to do a big effort to come
Andrew
back.
realized that he was the only guy at the back with no riders in the front, so he tries to make amends, but he did too late.
Yeah, I mean
Ben
he's
Young
going to
says
come
in
back.
chat, I think Joe won't win. He seems bad. Emea says, I feel bad for Goga. He gets to a final with Russia and can't play with his jersey because there is another Russian. That's true, actually. If I remember correctly, this stage was actually the winner of a stage making
I
contest.
could.
Says the Ben Young's nerd site, and welcome Edox. It is the last stage. Yes, he says welcome Edox. Always good to have you here. Thank you for joining us in the chat, and as many others that I already mentioned. Thank you guys.
And Andrew is in the front. There is a small split though. I believe that's best. No, it's Halder and Ponpon.
We have a
Uh,
service communication. We all know George is more Turkish than Greek, says Emea, and also Popon is the only one with 82
okay, but
mountain rider.
Halder has his full team in the front there, so this is
These
a big move for him.
Grecians are Greeks are not Turks. I
It's a
mean,
I don't know what weed Emea smoked today, but it's looking like good shit.
no, definitely. EMEA should stop buying shit from the friendly guy in his neighborhood.
Guys,
And
the gap is now 2 minutes between all the
Chuka,
front, which includes Alder's full team and the
I
peloton.
could.
Should
Chuka
the people
moving.
in the peloton
Chuka,
start
Yeah,
being
yeah,
worried?
yeah. Yeah, Alder has
Chuka
his full
moving.
team.
Like
And
Joe is with
Vaso,
his main leaders in the back.
Chuka moving with
So
us there as well. So Pompon and Alder both have 82 mountain riders ahead, and Albaso trying to join.
yeah, this move by Baso is very consuming and it's not really
it's an all or nothing mode, isn't it?
yeah, I mean he could have actually just worked with Joe at this moment, but
Guys,
like right.
Grassi, too much, too early for Basso in your opinion?
No, it's not too early for attacks. But the problem is he's too late for this specific attack, which means he's going to consume because this part of the race isn't even the most easy one to recover. Because as you can see, there are many
You'll need a
up
pile
and
here.
downs
Push them well,
following,
otherwise
and
you get
then
clear
you'll
through.
have the biggest climb of the day. So
And
yeah,
now,
Has put himself at trouble, I think, right now.
legendary washed has been Christopher Froome was also trying to join behind Basso.
The problem with what you said, Graci, is that Basso basically Joe is the last person that Basso wants to work with to come back. Because no
Yeah.
offense to the other, but I think Basso sees Joe as his main rival in this title.
Yeah,
Yes.
also, I mean, Joe as his leader behind, those are only his helpers he tried to send ahead.
Hmm.
So, I mean, obviously this is bad for Basso.
It looks
But
good for him now.
yeah, but consider he is spending a lot, so we have to see how he managed to recover from these efforts. Also, he still hasn't joined Pompon and Alder, which is already a big if because yeah, he's trying to regain back almost 1 minute
He
and a
now
half.
drops Joe. Joe's health pairs are not dropping.
Yeah, yeah. Joe here wasn't
He should
very.
just wait, I think, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, for Joe and Bazo, probably this is the worst possible situation because they're spending a lot in two different situations, and there are people behind and people ahead. So I don't know. It's they're in a bit in the mud. Alder is actually doing a great move.
Hmm. Basso is about to join the front, however. Also,
Oh,
oh,
What's
rip,
that? Oh no!
rip.
Oh no!
lol, says Basso in the chat, but that is an oof moment for him. All that effort
Uh,
to distance Joe is all just wiped.
although this can be good for them because now
Exactly,
if
yeah.
they join,
It's a
if they
rip.
join,
Oh, what's going
Oh,
on
what
here?
the fuck is that Joker doing?
She's what?
Walker stopped this whole team to work behind.
Wow.
Same for Goga. What's going on
We
here?
we are below the Vanderama level now for some players at this point.
Yeah, this
She's
is
just
category five.
Alder and
No,
two
this
riders
is
up front.
category
That is the
10.
descent. It's less physically exhausting than a climb, but it's more stressful as
This
the
is
I
ride
mean,
essentially
gets
when
just
steeper and
Joe
Ed's
when
steeper.
attack of
Joe
Alder now.
spoke about categories, he wasn't considering the level of some in this lobby.
Yeah, probably not. If you just joined us, I am the biggest of all dogs, joined by mighty Francesco Grassi and legendary Lego collector George, and the Pro Cycling Manager International Multiplayer Association would like to apologize for the level of Mickey Mousery of the lobby of the evening.
Yeah, I mean, no offense because, but I'm contesting race decisions right now, and in this moment, Andrew Walker's race decisions are the worst I've ever seen. And
While
now
this climb is
also
weird
Goga
for many riders,
actually
the percentages are
dropped
very
him.
high.
I mean,
Also accelerating again and needs Joe, especially because I think not sure even how many. Oh, actually, both have to respond and go again, Joe, because both have all their riders there.
yeah,
That was plain
but
unnecessary, I think, the attack
but
from
it's
Basso there.
useless. It's now useless to. I mean, I don't know. Now, obviously, it's good to pace because after there is a downhill. But the six-man train in
The
this
six
part
man train,
of the world,
the six
yeah,
man train on this climbing pieces here of road are not particularly benefiting Basso, especially when he goes at high pace
no.
like that.
And also the fact that he attacked was stupid because now Joe won't work with him.
Yep, or
Well,
he
it sounds
will.
perhaps, at least in this stage, for the most part, Joe seems to be
Ooh, Andrew is
applying
back.
some logic.
Now
Basso seems
everyone
to
is
be,
back.
yep.
Andrew and Pon
Basso,
Pon were in deep trouble there, but due to the pace going down here in the chasing group, they are somehow
Basso is
safe.
also one of the guys playing with logic, but occasionally seems to be making some moves that we probably wouldn't.
Coming into the
Maybe
downhill
the
section,
pressure of
the
dropping
run is
Joe is
getting
getting to him.
tight, but
Maybe
Yeah,
not. We
he's
shall
Yeah,
see.
he's
missing
clearly
some panic move
panicking here.
here.
7 riders ahead. It's Pompon or Alder. I don't
Yeah,
remember
it's
at this.
Alder 5 riders and Pon Pon 2 riders.
All right. Thank you.
But I believe that Pon Pon should wish for that break to go to the finish because his riders in this peloton have been really deteriorated with Andrew at the back.
The fact that
It is now having working for Basso.
actually they stopped their riders,
Oh,
which means oh Pompon, this is the right move. And wow, Andrew Walker now goes like this. If he actually stopped these riders, why now he goes like this?
No one
yeah,
really
yeah.
knows.
Basso is playing like a panic person here.
Yes, and why is my big question? Because he has the lead. Even if he didn't win this stage, he would still be in a position to not need to panic at this point. Excuse me. Could it be the case that Basso is getting so close to the promised land that his demons might be coming back to haunt him in the form of giving into pressure and panic?
Ooh, let's
Yeah,
hope not.
it's definitely happening.
As we
Yeah,
enter
it's
Eladi,
nothing against Basso, but that's the kind of drama we need in this final because everything else has been Mickey Mousery.
I remember Classics final last year in which I played. It was actually almost as frantic as this one.
Stop. The fact that you played tells enough about that final.
Lol.
I hate you.
I hate
Yeah,
you
let's
too,
see
bro.
what's going to happen now. I think Bazo is pacing way too hard here. He doesn't need to do it.
Round and round we go, 124.4 kilometers underway still. Nothing has changed. Alder's still at the front. Pompon still has two riders with him. Basso is still pacing like a madman. And Mickey Mouse
They've
is
opened the
a
gap
special guest
again.
star. Pompon
No,
again.
he doesn't need this because if Alder wins, it's. I mean,
I
it's not totally good, but not entirely bad for him.
It's not a reason to panic even if Alder wins.
Yeah, yeah. I think he wants to too desperately to win this stage, trying to put himself at sure safety.
And Basso not using any other of his riders to make sure the gaps don't open is also only hurting him because the gap
Yeah,
will
he's
keep
pacing again. He's
increasing.
trying to go again.
And Joe Whiteley caught up with his pants down because Goga didn't even close that gap there, and Joe was too far behind to try it himself.
Basso is attack after attack in this stage.
I know
Yeah.
it's not a summit finish, but there's still a lot of climbing to be done, and maybe he should preserve a little bit more of energy. Just saying.
Hmm.
I mean, he's surely trying to go for the climber. This is the sure information we're getting from this.
We saw
But
there
he's
that
going
Joe
to
put
start.
his eggs in Andrew's basket, and he was
And
not paid
Joe
for it.
Whiteley retaining a level head here with the two trains. Basso, on the other hand, retains his five-man train.
Yeah, Joe is doing the most intelligent thing to do, but also in a moment like this, it's also difficult to keep two trains because if you actually mismanage the effort, it's it's quite a problem. But
Well,
if
plebs
you
like us
and you
mismanage good players like Basso or Joe do not often, at least.
Yeah, that's for sure. While Andrew Walker looks like he's actually trying to go for the Boris tactic.
I'm dying here. So,
Uh,
everyone,
but
back as they were.
I mean, why would you try to keep six men over this Alati climb, which is pretty hard?
To lose them at the end, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you in the end, you if you don't want to use your riders, why you want to keep them? If you actually
That's
want to stay in the last position of the group, why would you want to keep
Grassi.
five
Had you
riders?
joined us more often this season, stuff like IPL and many other tournaments that were around there, you would be bashing your head against your desk many
Basso is
times
going again.
with people preserving riders to only lose them at like 20 kilometers at the end, sometimes near the actual sprint, and dying and staying just with one, sometimes
I
with
think
zero. So,
I think
But
that's
that's what I do,
karma.
Sean.
That's
yes,
karma
because you're
for
a
them.
noob.
How many
Bazo
classics finals
is
have been in?
completely
How
blowing
many
up.
classic semifinals have you been in?
No, finals.
No, and how many semifinals have you been in? One?
That doesn't matter.
That matters more. Consistency.
Yeah, but that shows lots of time in the community, but no good ability.
Yes, because you joined last night.
Sort of, yeah, compared to you.
Jesus, you weren't even.
Wait, that's an attack. That's a personal attack.
Not good.
Wait, from who to who?
Anyhow, Basso has now reached the front with Halder and Ponpon, but the gap
Okay.
is not big to the riders behind.
Uh, George Final was so shit that we changed the rule with no reserve twice to make sure it never happens again, says Emil the 90th in an official communication.
Behind, a team leader is
Well,
following.
Mea has said so many times, so many things, and yet
And yet, he often fucks up as much as he wouldn't like to admit.
exactly.
Uh, there is a cabinet member also saying that there is another Miko version showing up. Mikun23, welcome to Mikun23 to the chat. I assume he is from USSR as he was supporting them earlier.
No,
Correct
I
me if
think
I'm wrong.
he's Canadian, Canadian
Canadian?
alter ego. Yeah, Canadian. Sorry, I'm a bit dyslexic at times.
Canadian Miko?
Canadians. Yeah. Because I was saying parents, but because in Italian parenti is like
Parenti.
uncle and the other relatives, and that's the word I was searching: relatives, not parents.
All right, fair enough. Uh, Now the gap for work. There's already with all this Mickey Mousery and having to read indications. I missed out on how two extra riders are at the front. Pompon
Yeah,
or Alder, and who's the other guy? Just them.
Pompon, Alder, and Basso.
Ah, Basso did manage to get some riders at the front, but which ones is the question?
Yeah, he has three. I mean, his three climbers are basically dead. I think.
Wait, is it his leader there at the front?
Yeah, I think so.
Oof.
Better has his entire team in the front, I believe. Perhaps a dead
They should work.
domestication
They should
peloton.
work together. Pompon should work actually because it's good
Joseph
for him
Whiteley
too.
and Goga having a level head to put some work. Not
I
sure
mean,
what.
it's 3 versus 2. They could actually make the difference in this
Let me guess.
part of
Andrew
the
Walker is
race.
the guy in A1.
Yeah, Andrew Walker is 40 second back.
Lovely.
He's having his troubles trying to come back.
All right, and Goga and Joe continue to put some work. Pompon has a rider there as well. Not sure what he's gonna do with him.
Now Pomponi is actually trying to break
Yeah, exactly.
the chain, I think.
Which is not a bad move. Andrew Walker continues to be in need to quickly close this, and it's not going to be as easy as we would like. But we will have some climbing to maybe facilitate this for him.
I think Alder is by far in the best position here.
This is the last third of the race.
Yeah,
Let's see
because
who
I
makes
think
it
he
the final
actually
six of
spent
today's
the
goal.
least, even if
Hmm.
he has attacked.
Yeah, he went
Yeah,
at his own pace. Basso had to kill himself to get there.
yep. And also, from the start of the previous heels, Alder did not make a crazy effort to get in the front
One
with his
minute.
whole team.
1 minute. This is not looking bright for Goga and
The
Joe
riders are
Whiteley.
going through a very tough portion with
It's
percentages
almost
I
above
lost.
mean, now
10%.
Joe probably should actually do the effort trying to close. Joe or Goga, obviously, but it's more
Or
likely
both.
that's going to be Joe
Yep.
doing it.
Yeah, I saw Goga earlier just doing nothing in the peloton, so I wouldn't expect him to be the one closing it down.
Joe needs to close this before the next climb starts. Is it possible?
It is possible, but at what cost? It also depends on Basu here, if he wants to stay with 3 or 2.
Yeah, Basso is pacing again a
Like a
bit too
madman.
hard. Yeah,
And
he's
Navarro's,
already
he's gonna
down
go
to two.
nuclear with 2.
Okay,
Is it 2?
or Basso is too sure about last stage, or he's actually risking of jeopardize
Yeah,
his lead.
he's playing as if his life depends on this stage win, doesn't it?
He
Yeah,
cannot afford to lose Tibor before the end of this climb.
no, exactly. I mean, he can lose Tibor in in the next 40 kilometers because he needs him. Joe
Yeah.
has still 4 riders.
And there goes Joe.
And Joe might have the numbers here to try and close, at least on Basso, unless uh, Basso wants to try and stay with Alder if his helper dies. Let's see if that's the case.
What's Basu doing? There we go. Finally, let Alder do the pace for now.
Yeah,
This
Alder
could
has
be,
4 riders actually.
and Joe's down
Joe
to
down to
three.
3, and now he's trying to bridge. This
Yep.
is the move by Joe.
This is the option he has to do, and he
And
joins
he's
the
already
front.
there.
Joins the front. Doesn't waste too much energy. Had to spend some, obviously, but let's see if he can stay at the group with the pace that Alder is now imposing. There it is. Connection again.
Yeah, if I
And
was
Basso's down to two
Joe,
riders.
if I was Joe now, I would attack.
Does he have enough reserves though to keep 2 at the top?
Not
I
sure after
mean,
this attack, though.
I think Altor should be the one attacking here. It doesn't benefit him if he just drags them all to the finish.
yeah,
He needs to
Alder
Yeah,
drag
should
them.
go again.
there's an extra rider for Alder here. Not sure how his energy
Same
Or
for
even
is.
Goga.
Pompon.
Goga as
Pompon
well, yeah.
could go even.
Oh yeah, Ponpon as well.
I just don't have, and that's nothing against Goga, he's a good guy, but I just don't have the confidence that Goga's fourth guy is as good as Alder's even, and Alder was in the break. So that tells a
I
lot.
still don't understand the tactic of Basso. He's now down to 2, whereas others have 4 or 3.
Yeah, I mean, Basso is racing like a no-brainer in this stage. I have to tell you, because in if the situation is like this, other players can actually just keep this pace
People
and
could
go
have
for a
actually
sprint.
people if people actually try to do something here, Basso would only have one guy to respond, and if the lobby realized that Basso, being the one in first, if it was Joe or someone else, it would be that person. But right now it's Basso, and they attacked him, he would be in trouble.
Yeah, they should
Yeah.
have been going crazy on this final climb.
And now Pompon should go because he's in position to go with the numbers to go. If he doesn't go, I just get mad, actually.
Francesco Grassi about to lose hope in humanity as Pompon hasn't gone yet. Andrew Walker struggling now, just three riders, and is in desperate mode right now.
I'm like Pogacar actually bashing Quintana for not attacking from anytime soon.
It's Alder. Alder's gonna go. Alder's gonna
It's
might
too
drop
late
his
on
Yeah,
this
captain.
Bernal
climb.
goes. And Joe goes with him. And now for Basso, this is bad news.
There's it might not be if they did the move because there's a little bit of flat there. If they could get the gap and they do, let's see then if they could make this work.
Half a minute? That's decent enough for this downhill.
And now Tibor again alone, exposed, having to work. He is the last defender of Tuca for Basso.
Yeah, Basso is
Pon
working with this last rider. And yeah,
Ponton
he's
is
very
playing it risky
desperate.
here. He's relying completely
This is
on
going
Basso,
over the
but what
top
if
and we
Basso
will
doesn't
breathe a
want
sigh
to
of
do
I mean,
it?
relief.
Popo doesn't have anything to lose here because he was already
Oh,
in.
Andrew Walker is coming back. Andrew Walker.
He's not. He's been at this cap for like 50Ks.
So close and yet so far.
Hmm.
Popo doesn't have the obligation that people could expect. He was ninth place in the first stage. I mean, sure, he wants to improve, but he doesn't have the obligation to close any attack of the favorites, to be honest here.
He should still, though, make sure that he's within contention for the stage. But
Yeah,
if
which
he
he still
relies
is.
completely on Basso, he might lose that.
Yeah, absolutely. But I do understand the point of someone. It's not even up to me. I'm already fucked from stage one. I'm not saying I would do it exactly the same, but I can see the reasoning. Is that who's that from Alder and Joe ahead? Is it the leaders?
It's only Alder, I think.
I thought I saw a Brit there. Maybe I may have just switched just so much that it's hard to keep track. No, there's a Brit there.
I
It's
know. Okay.
Coconut. Bernal
Yeah,
and
but
Martinez. So
Joe
both
actually is
mountain
leader
riders for
ahead.
Alder. No, he doesn't. He has Coconut, the 77 mountain rider, if I recall correctly. So Joe keeping his cards as distributed as possible without jeopardizing his leader's energy.
Yeah, I think Alder should just drop this, and he does.
And he does, and it is Pompon closing it now. As we go into Alexandros in 7.7 kilometers.
Alexandros.
Whatever, bro.
I good.
I'm not Greek. What, Emea?
Nor
What?
British.
Saying? What? Sorry, Chris, I didn't hear that.
Nor British.
I actually have British percentages and US ones. I have none Greek. I'm just sick.
You
Stop
are
calling me
you are
out.
as British as George is.
I
Yeah, well,
agree.
George is almost British, so that almost works. George,
Almost. This almost is the biggest almost
official
in the
communication.
history of
Emir
almost.
again interrupting me from seeing valuable things happening on the screen to tell me if Andrew Walker comes back and wins, I will quit after stage two and someone else ends this. We agree. And that's nothing against Andrew Walker, but if uh, if he actually after coming back, if he actually still manages to win this, it would just be sad for all the participants that I don't even want to comment, but it would be epic for Andrew, so that would be fun to see actually. Alexandros, is it like that, George? Fake news,
Alexandros.
George?
Alexandros.
Alexandros,
Yes,
okay.
grazie.
Alexandros.
Close
Yeah, I
enough.
studied Greek. And Baso goes. Baso
Tuca
This
and
almost.
guy's
Tibor.
crazy.
Yeah,
The rider
Baso
has
is
a push
racing
of 1%.
he has no brain
No
at all.
That
tomorrow
was
for
such a bad
Basso.
attack.
No, when George says it and he's not wrong, but Basso insists.
I mean, I don't get why in this situation because he's already
Tibor's done.
saying
Tibor's team's done.
They have four.
Yeah,
There are many teams with four riders. Of course, he's gonna get chased down. It's
Tibor was
way too
suffering
early.
yeah.
there.
Also, I mean, he's probably trying to drop
Tibor's
Hill
suffering there. He's not
Riders
gonna last
because
much longer.
I think Joe is playing for the Hill Rider, and that's why Bazo is going because he
Oof,
wants to
Joe.
drop.
Joe might
Yeah,
also need to make a choice here soon because this might come back to haunt Joe, trying to preserve the puncher. But we shall see if he can do it or not.
I mean,
yeah.
he can.
This is the
He
steepest part
actually
of the
can
whole
because there
stage.
Right.
aren't
As I said,
basically
Tibor was suffering, and let's see, he is now done. I'm trying, but the trees are covering my vision. Okay,
And
there
Pon
goes.
Pon did all the work for them.
Yep.
yeah, so much work for anything, and I think
Uh,
now everyone is still the Hill Rider. I mean, I thought that the Hill Rider couldn't keep the race, and and well, that
Again,
wasn't
you
right.
might be proven wrong. Is that what you were gonna say?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it always
Oh
depends
my
on the
God!
luck
I
as
mean,
well.
this game never ceases to
Two
disappoint me.
amazes. That's true. Yes.
Bazo is okay. Bazo is actually I've actually asked the is
Stop, George. I need to hear what Rusty's saying. Jesus.
no, Bazo is actually making his little cousin playing. That's the only thing I have to say.
All right, thank you. Now you can go back to laughing, George.
Yeah, no, I'm just hoping that Andrew somehow wins this now.
You want to see rage quitting? We all do.
Yes, I hope.
We all do.
Good.
That would be epic.
Let's see if they can actually. No, Tibor is gone.
As expected, Mao Boston goes along with Tuca 14, 17 seconds. It's Alder and Joe, the primary guys that need to close this as second and third in GC. Let's see if Eddie does. Alder still has three riders. Joe still has three riders. Goga still has three riders. And it's Goga pacing at the front now when there's 26 kilometers to go.
The worst thing about Baso's attack now is that after this is a long stage, obviously, so I'm sure that the green bar of his rider is less than 50%. So with this effort, he's diminishing his red bar. So that's
Yes,
gonna
he
be
is.
really costly for his final sprint.
And if they catch him here now, and as they do before the downhill begins, he might be in trouble in that last climb of the day.
Bazo is going to be last in the stage.
Blasov!
Vlasov and Andrew Walker, the favorite of the people, has joined the front with Goga and Basso.
I
Let's go,
actually
Andrew.
I actually was watching my telephone and I come back with nine riders in the peloton. Lol.
It's all hell is breaking loose here, and as we were in nine again, everyone back together as we went to the downhill. For what's that name afterwards, George?
Sucalades.
Sucalades. Okay, works for me. Nine, and they all stop, recovering some energy. Now let's see what they do as Sucalades will begin in 5.9.
A1 still is not here. I believe it contains some domestics of Goga and Joe.
Tibor as well, or I don't see Tibor here, so I'm guessing he might be there as well.
No, Tibor's in A2.
Oh, Tibor's fuck. Yeah. Got it. No shock
I
there.
have to
Yeah.
say something. Fuck Real Madrid.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Dortmund for the win.
Always.
Goga goes. This is a good move here. This is a great move, and nobody's
Oh,
happy.
Coca goes, Coca goes,
Goga
Coca
goes, and
Cola, Coca Cola goes.
this could be a winning move because everyone was just looking at each other. No one immediately closed it.
I
And
believe it.
now needs to be guys with three riders working on
And
this. And
Bazo is
there's
going to
three
get
of them.
dropped. Bazo absolutely needs to stay here because otherwise he gets 0 points and he loses the World Cup.
This movement could have been the kiss of death for Basel unless he still has energy to sustain because everyone will now be accelerating up the Sucalades.
Alder
I
down to
mean, I
20.
think
Just Pont
Bazo is
for the
going
three.
to keep, but
Joseph Whiteley
yeah.
on the acceleration. Joseph Whiteley is trying to catch up to Goga, and it is Basso with Tuca and Alder with his two riders, Martinez and Bernal, playing catch up to the Brit.
I think Basso was
Yeah.
already right clicked on. Oh, Joe tried to drop Basso. Nice one.
I mean, this is actually bad for Joe because he actually lost the position. So, I mean, yeah, there is plenty of time to recover, but for sure it's not.
Into the
Yeah, I
last
mean,
minute
now
phase.
Goga is in a great Goga and Alder. Alder
But
after the
also
attack.
survived up to the sprint, and Cummings the puncher for Joy as well. I'm sure someone else. I'm gonna say Goga and Pom Pom probably also have the puncher, such as Alder.
Let's see, 3Ks to
Yeah.
go. Energy jolts are run, and we have some leaders going on. Here is Joe at the
Goga at
front.
front. Alder tried to reach from the
What
left side.
did
Joe,
Goga do? Why?
Joe is
I mean, Goga tried
Pompon is in
to
a bad position.
replicate. Yeah.
Joe is now
And now
launching
Joe
Alder
is
at
in the
his
best
side.
position to win. Joe
Joe is
wins the
launching.
stage.
Come
Joe
on,
launching
Vaso.
it.
No, what's
Oh,
the finish?
No.
it's gonna be
It's
Alder.
gonna be Alder.
Alder.
Or is it
No, no, no,
Goga?
Goga, Goga, Goga,
Alder,
Goga,
Alder,
Goga,
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 Goga, Goga,
Goga,
Goga, Goga,
Goga
Goga,
wins,
Goga,
Goga
Goga, Goga,
wins,
Goga, Goga,
Goga
Goga wins the
wins.
stage.
We're waiting for the position
What a
change.
late
Fantastic.
surge
And
there.
This is a
Amazing.
difficult race.
And
what
Vaso is top
Goga wins
5.
the stage. I can't believe it.
what a maneuver! Great sprint from Goga there, demolishing everyone in his wake. Joseph Whiteley still secures the second place. The third
And
place
Goga
goes to Alder.
has partially saved Basso.
Tuca
Yeah, and
is
also worth
fifth.
noting that Joe steals the fourth place from Baso, which is great
Basso
for
is
him.
fourth, yeah, which means he gets 35 points and he only loses 35, which means now he's 5 points behind Joe in the group,
Wait, are
basically.
there no
Yeah.
vacant points?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, good.
No, no, no. There aren't. There aren't. There's a bonus for the guy doing, for example, second, fourth. So Joe gets that as well.
Oh, okay.
A small one, probably. I'm not sure if it's one or two, but I don't remember second and fourth. What I guess.
I
I
think
think
it's
Joe
2.
is going to be ahead of Basso by 10 points, probably something like that, because he got 2 times the second and fourth. So or 10 or 15 points, which means if Basso wins the next, he can
I
still
have
win.
the
But
standings there.
Basso,
I have the standings. Joseph Whiteley is now leading 150 points. Basso is second, 136. Mighty Gog, after that amazing late surge, comes in third, 135 points. Alder fourth, 101. Pompon fifth, 43. Andrew Walker mudded sixth, 43 points as well. So both are mudded, to be honest, Pompon and Andrew Walker. So basically, whoever between Joe.
as I told you, 14 points.
Guys, this means whoever wins between Joe, Basso, or Goga is the champion of the world.
Alder is out.
Alder would need a win here and some results that would need to suit him that are highly unlikely. So it's between Joe,
Mhm.
Basso, and Goga. Goga with that amazing sprint at the end, that late run for the gold, for the stage win, is as in contention as Basso or Joe because he only depends on
Yeah.
himself as the other two.
I can tell you already what's going to happen. Pompon is going to go from the start, and Basso is going to close on him, probably. For sure, Pompon is going to attack as first in the stage because, yeah, him or Alder actually, which will lead to Basso
And
not
yeah,
being
let's
there.
get a poll going with your question earlier in the chat about George. So we need a muscle webcam, so then at some point would be better watching this than the final SSM as well. Panic time says the Swagster welcome swags. We also have Ibra here. We also have uh, Mikun, the new version of Daniel Miko. Max Verify, Hushi is still here as well. Adox, Cooley, Mendez. So everyone's still here. Joe said Max Verify, Mikun Andrew Phoenix. USSR Google Labas says Mikun, the new Russian Miko. 9 and 8 strong said Hushi Pompon. 8 and 9 says Mendez. Wow, Pompon amazing. Says Hushi. Great job, Pompon. Says the Swagster really finished. Says Hushi. Welcome, chat. To the conversation, tell us with new pick of 25. Who do you, oh, Mikun is Vadia. Oh, that makes more sense. I now know who it is. Welcome, Vadia. Ben Young is still also here, guys. Who do you think will be the champion of the world today? Chat.
Basso.
Not you,
I'm
chat,
going
but
to
tell us.
smoke.
I'm going to smoke as well. Take it from here, George.
Okay. So different stage opposed to the first two. We have some cobble hills here. Looks like a really tough stage, especially that final hill. And yeah, we have those three persons in the top 3 of the standings. I believe the medal should be between those 3, but a win can projectile any of the other 3 players into a medal position. We'll have to wait and see. This race is from Luxembourg to Heiderscheid, 228.9 kilometers. Actually, it does look a bit like the first stage, with those cobble sections in the hills. But it's an interesting final parkour. No sprint stages or no big mountain stages. Although one could say it could have been for the mountain player in the previous one, the second stage, but clearly wasn't the case. I believe it was punchers that won the stage in the end. I think we're just waiting for Alder to rejoin. I believe he's bugged. Right, as per Swaxon's suggestions, I will also go for a smoke break for a bit. Take it from here, Amaya. That's the first time you said that, Amaya. Alright then, we are back, and it seems like the Robbie is ready to launch. We will be soon underway with the final stage of the Classics final. We remind the standings, 3 people in a good position for the title. Joe Watley with 150 points, Basso with 136, Goga 1 point behind Basso with 135, then Alder with 101, 49 points behind Joe. And then we have Ponpon and Andrew at 43, who are mathematically out of the title contention. We should expect some good battling between Joe and Basso again, marking each other out and trying to attack each other as well, like we saw Basso countless of times attempting to do so in the previous stage. But also in the previous stage, we saw Goga playing it really passively, not really working that much and following in the group, just biding his time into the sprint event as well. He was late on it, but it seemed to work. However, in this case, he can't hide from these people. They know that he's there to win and he's close on the top of the standings. So I believe he will be having a harder time just not doing anything in the groups. So we have a poll in the chat where you can vote who will win this final. Not this final stage, but the final, aka the title of Classics. So far it's 40
Okay, I'm back.
for Joe and Goga, and 20% for Basso. We'll come back.
Oh, the stage has red cobbles. That's going to be a tough race.
What does red cobble mean?
It means that cobbles are of the most difficult category, so
Ooh,
from three and higher.
wow. Yeah, then it's surely for. I mean, could
I
it be
think
the
it's going to
common
be for
guy?
the puncher. I think it's going to be
Yeah,
for the puncher, but
I
the
believe the
cobble
puncher
guy
is a
is going
safe
to be
bet,
very
but
useful.
he could survive. Perhaps a break option for him.
I mean, it's double option, but the puncher should be able. I mean, the fact that heal is going to have a high value because obviously the stage is a heal stage because I mean the game actually probably adds kind of some multiplier when it comes to the category of the stage. So I think it's still going
Be
for to be
severely
for the
tested.
puncher, but obviously, as I said, I think the heel rider, the puncher, is going to be very important in this race,
Absolutely.
especially if someone manages to put him in an attack.
Do you think the mountain guy could be a good domestic here, or will he die too early?
I mean, Wu,
The mountain guy, the GC guy.
I think the GC rider is going to be important until we arrive to the couple. I mean, I don't know couples
I think.
on the specific because I never tried this stage,
Yeah,
so
Yes,
I don't know. But if the couples are hard as the game is saying, he's not going to be very important in the latter part of the stage, but he's going to be important in the first part probably, at
I
yes.
think
least
the
as an
78
helper.
sprinter could be underrated here due to his
The
call.
77 sprinter, yeah, but he's not going to win. He's going to be a good
Oh, of
helper
course,
though.
but he's gonna be a good mistake.
Yeah,
As
let's
As
see
we
this
enter the
climb.
first cobble section, and Andrew Walker is taking the front
Three
with 6
stars. Okay,
riders.
3 stars. It's going to be already tough for the climbers here
all
because three
right. I
stars in
am back.
climbing.
Hello, back.
Hello, live
Hello,
man.
guy. Yeah,
We
this
are.
stage is going to be hard. This stage is
You
going to
guys
be
were
really
saying
hard.
if the cobbles were as hard as the game says, well, we always trust PCM, the best cycling game out there. We are sponsored by Satellite and now call seize the moment of pro cycling with PCM 24 and Tour de France 24 on stores, digital platforms, June 6th. Let's go.
This is the best thing that Andrew can do.
If I speak, I may be in big trouble. If I speak, I
Agreed.
may.
But Andrew and Pon have nothing to lose anymore. This is what they should be doing,
I
at
mean,
least when Andrew's playing.
I hope at least they make a good game to play in solo because this year's game wasn't good to play in solo either. Multi, they already left it
Oh
these
no,
a
Andrew
lot
just
of
closed
times.
himself down.
Percentages above 10%.
So, you guys
Oh,
were
and
talking
there's a break.
about the cobbles guy's favorite for the stage, correct?
No, it should be for the puncher
And the
safely, I
puncher.
believe. But then I believe that the couple guy is a good leader, a good secondary leader.
Well,
Yeah, if
given
someone send him in a good break, it's going to be important. In fact, Baso has already put him with the Andrew Walker, and that's a good move. I think Joe has done it too. Let me see who is the other
uh,
rider by Joe.
Pitcock is the cobbles rider, so I would assume yes. And mighty Chris Froome, a legendary Tour de France winner, now a washed-up has-been, also there for Joe.
Pon really should have been in this breakaway with his whole team, like Andrew.
Goga and Pompon are the two not represented here. I see Buster there as well. Not sure who he has.
Also, Alder is not here.
Ah, Alder as well, indeed. I have indications. Oh, vote on the poll, said Emil, although the poll is probably over by this point, but you had the chance to pick the winner. Well, to pick your prediction, obviously. And let me see if the poll is already over, actually, to see who
I
won.
mean, this attack by Andrew Walker means it's going to be a very difficult race because now they have to go hard from the start, and he has to go hard from the start also, which means to recover on these climbs,
Nobody did
remove the
what?
Schiltzberg here.
I don't understand what you're talking about. Nobody did what? Oh, okay. Well, who can? Basso from this slot, right?
Yeah. And look at Andrew Walker now. He goes now. He's trying to pace really hard. This is actually a great attack by him. I wouldn't think that he would have gone to attack so soon, but yet he did.
All right, guys, I'm getting told the kind of stat that we legit actually always want to hear. There's two guys today here that could be one already today underway to be the first player to win both, no, all of Classics Tour or Inline at least once. Joseph Watley could be the first one if he wins Classics today. Basso would need to win Classics today and the other two finals to become the first player to do so.
The crown, but no one of them has won individual time trials, so they're still incomplete champions.
Well, no one cares about time trials, let's be honest.
I
I
do.
second that. And now
They're
Andrew is solid
severely
front.
underrated.
Uh,
200k to
Well,
go.
we
really,
have the
the
we
shoes.
have the indication of rider. Sorry to interrupt you guys. Everyone has the puncher. Obviously, everyone also has the cobble rider. The 76 cobble rider is taken by everyone except Pompon. The 77 sprinter is taken by everyone and their mom except Alder. The sprinter is taken by none. The flat rider is taken by Pompon and Joe Whiteley. The time trial is taken by Andrew Walker and Basso. The mountain guy is taken by everyone and their mom. The 77 climber is taken by Alder in the form of Martinez and Anatoly Budiak by Goga. And the 75 climber is taken by Alder in Esteban Chavez
Meantime, Joe is
and
bad.
Pompon.
Joe is behind. Joe is behind. Dropped with his full team.
Dangerous
And of
position
course,
to
it's
be
gonna
in.
be Basso pacing in the front.
Naturally, this would be gold for Basso, almost literally. And Joe knows he needs to close this, and he does immediately as fast as possible, which was the best case for him.
who's at the back? Oh, it's Ponpon, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
it's Pompon behind right now,
There he is.
and he
And
actually
then
joined.
and then there were 36 back as we were 191 kilometers to go.
Is Ponpon immediately going for the counterattack?
We will
He
see.
is. Wow.
Oh,
Team attack. We
Nobody's
have a
calling this.
Pompon did a great move.
six-man train and a team attack.
Where's our rider going? Outside the barriers. Okay. So what do you think of this move by Golvash?
I
Golvash.
think
Um,
Golovash is the favorite to win if attack.
I think things happen, and we don't necessarily have to talk about them, and all is back to normal.
Okay.
Guys, it's gonna be Joe Basso or Goga. Let's not forget about Goga. Mighty recovery from him to win that second sprint. He can still be the champion of the world.
So Alder currently in fourth place, 101 points. He really shouldn't be the one pacing if he wants to get a goal. He needs to make sure that he outdoes Basso, Goga, and Joe in numbers and effort.
Well,
Well,
maybe
Basso
too
would need a
much
weird
coincidence.
combination, I guess, of all of them finishing fourth, fifth, and sixth, and him winning. Maybe that would be enough.
Monte de no up throws 5.6 kilometers, 3 stars. This is hard.
5.6 kilometers of three stars cobble, so it is a hard indeed, and it is
Pompon
Pompon
isn't
just putting the
isn't
pace.
pacing in an efficient way, as we can see.
Yeah, Ponpon is caught, but he did enter ahead of them, so he will be suffering less until that
Daniel
crucial
McClay
distinction.
there. Daniel McClay and someone else for Joe Whiteley, and Basso also taking two riders.
Yeah,
Clay
yeah,
down.
guys, couples like this is going to be very hurting because 3 stars, but climbing are like almost like 5 stars.
Oh, there's riders here. It is a
Alder
climber.
is losing
So
already half his team,
this is not a best case scenario for him.
definitely. But yes, the other half here, and obviously the best half of this team here, but he has to survive 176.5 kilometers, which isn't obviously
So
easy. Just
both
saying.
Basso and Joe managed to survive the couple seconds, not the first, but the one that we just passed with the helper they had. So two riders for each.
Who is in A1, Eminem?
Probably that helpers. It
Yeah,
is
Two of Goga,
Zodiac,
two
Madum.
of
Yeah,
Goga,
but
one
it's
of
useless
including a
Goga.
rider.
mountain guy. And they're back. Another calm before many storms that we should expect to happen in this stage.
Meanwhile, the news that matters says that despite Atalanta's loss to Fiorentina, they are indeed fourth, and Benfica will be in the group stage of the Champions League without the need for playoff or any other game. We also have the news that matter in the Portuguese playoff for one team to try and avoid relegation and the other to try and climb to the first division. We have Aversad winning Portimonense 1-0. These are the news we want to hear.
Yeah, but Fiorentina lost to Olympiacos in the final of the conference, so that's an
Yeah.
L from them.
Forcing by Joe. He's
And
trying to
Venezia
force
in
a
Serie
split.
A beating Cremonese. Let's just add all. Okay.
Yeah,
Another three-star section.
another North Italian team. Yoo-hoo.
Ponomar should click the attack. There we go. There's a split, and now it's gonna be Basso that has to close it.
Yeah, now Bazzi has to chase. No, probably not, because I think he has the cobbler, but Joe has the full team ahead. So if he doesn't pace, he's not leaving to his reputation. Obviously, now it could be also a good place where to push, because as you can see, there are a lot of terrain to go. And why Joe isn't pacing, and the group behind isn't
Ooh,
pacing either?
is that a 4-6 though?
This is strange behavior, guys. I
And
can
Basso,
tell
as
you.
is better, is trying to go to the front with his
Tell
whole
me
Yeah,
team.
something you've
this is a
seen
good
in this
move.
final so far that isn't strange.
Why did
Yeah,
Basso
I
change
mean,
his DT guy? Actually, yeah, makes
yeah,
sense.
Bazo is killing Kubish, but yeah,
He's
let's
there, and
see.
now Joe obviously stopped his effort in the front once Basso was
I
there.
mean, Joe didn't pace a lot, to be honest. Yeah,
I think Joe's main target was to have Basso's leaders attack to the front, and he has that, so he got that advantage, and now he can just relax again.
Andrew Walker pacing group I've seen all now says Memer and Ben Young says in the chat these guys are really racing hard for how long this stage is. We all agree on that. Daniel Miko saying Pom Pom will do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and win this final. So yeah, that's happening.
yeah. Now pause in the race because next climb, Monte de Nicosbier, is going to be tough. It looks so they actually
Small
trying to lead.
downhill there, and climbing will begin soon. In 6.6 kilometers, we will be with the climb underway.
Yeah, I mean we're entering the hardest part of the race. Pompon
Pom Pom,
goes.
5 riders left for him, and he goes. Going with Golavash and who's the other one? Polomar? No, Klepikov. So Golavash still in contention for the stage, as George had pointed out earlier.
He's the
Always.
favorite. I told you.
I agree.
And okay, Monte de Nicolas Bier is pretty much underway right now.
And let's see this Monte de Nikolsberg that looks very
Three
nasty.
stars.
Pompon isn't still pacing in the right way, but the problem is the game because actually, if you actually want to pace properly in cobbles or on climbs, you have to
This
kill
run
your
isn't paved
riders,
by many
and
roads,
it's
and
impossible
resistances
to
are
do.
very high. Now the guys up front are asking serious questions of the
Or at
riders in the
least
rear,
it's
as
not
more of them are left
properly
in the
good
wake.
for you to kill your riders already. This game, I'll never tire to say shit about this game.
Again, Francesco Darcy is talking about the best cycling game in the world. We are sponsored by Standard, and now can get your copy of PCM 24 and Tour de France 24 on digital platform and retail stores soon, exactly on June 6th.
Organize
Did
for
they pay you to
me,
say this?
organize
Mhm.
for me a meeting with Nakon and
Of course, we
Cyanide.
will, because we have to praise their efforts to continuously make this the best cycling game ever.
Yes, I wish the meeting happens on ring with the 10 innings. No, it's not innings, but that.
I have no idea what you're talking
Um,
about right now. Innings are
No,
baseball. What are you going to here?
yeah, I was talking about box. I don't remember
Rounds,
how.
I guess.
Okay,
Rounds.
rounds. Okay,
All right.
it was easier than I
Your
thought.
rider is looking to get
Okay,
Alder,
Alder
when you
Alder.
goes,
see that,
Alder goes, and Joe goes, and Bazo goes.
when
So
Alder
very
sees
pain.
that these guys are complete, oh, we're crossing roads there, but Alder
Yeah,
decides that everyone will just follow him to death.
If you just joined us, you did not go into the wrong Twitch channel. You're indeed listening to the biggest of all dogs, joined by Francesco Garcia and George Sofronio. And this is indeed the PCM UK 24 World Cup, presented by the IMA and hosted by PCM UK. And this is Classics Final, where Basso, Joe, and Gogo, one of them, will very likely be the champion of the world.
and then get Alder winner. Okay, cut the Growlingen here. It's not hard
really
climb.
punching
Bazo is
ahead.
pacing a lot. He doesn't need to do it, I think.
So, guys,
Or I mean,
looking at what happened in the second stage, Basso wanted to get that hand in the medal as soon as the second stage.
yeah.
He was able to take that risk and failed hard. He now needs to have some clear intention and be more cold-headed. Would you guys agree?
I mean, if he was more cold-headed, he could have won the stage. And I
And
mean,
secured
he
the title.
actually decided to do unnecessary forcings in that stage.
Leroy Jenkins, also known as Leroy Jenkins.
Tiger.
We are
This climb
approaching.
features some
Oh
dreadful
no, he
descentages.
stopped again. Oh no, Bazo
Can,
again
Oh,
stopped.
Emma,
Basso.
Can you hear me now?
We can't hear you, Sean.
Less fuzzing or?
Yeah, you were phrasing a bit earlier, but I think it's better now.
All right, good stuff.
So I'm not sure why Basso dropped there.
I don't know. I think he had again a
The
bug
group's
complaint.
Yeah,
stretching.
he says OMG in the chat. That must be the case. Who's in A1, by the way?
The groups are stretching up the road, and all hell is breaking loose. By the way,
Is it Basso in A1? Ooh, it
and
is.
Koga,
A rider just launched an attack.
And now
Now
and
Joe
that's
is
Goga.
gone, I
equal to
believe.
the
Yeah, Joe is
bullshit.
gone. Joe is gone, and Goga's trying to get onto him. And now it's gonna be Basso that needs to change chase
That's
urgently to close this gap.
an
Yeah, Bazo has
opportunist
to close
move.
now. Bazo has
Opportunist move.
absolutely to close now.
Opportunist move by Joe, seeing that Basso was playing catch up there, and he immediately took his advantage to strike.
Basso is not having the best of time these last few days with PCM. He also had some connection issues in the ITT that ruined his chances of the title. And now he's yet to close Joe down.
But the yet remains open because there's still 120 kilometers to go as we go to Usperui or whatever that's pronounced. I'm not even going to try. 3 stars, 1.6 kilometers of a cobble section.
Oh, this climb now becomes cobbled. Wesperware.
It's
Lol.
survival of the fittest, and
Basso
Basso is
accelerating
close.
to get
Maybe
back to
those
the
in the
group
rear. There's a growing list of
with
riders left
two of
behind.
his riders, I think it was.
Yeah, with the hill rider. No, he's
Yep,
yeah with Kanechki. Oh no,
yep.
he actually blocked Joe. Oh no,
Oof,
oh no.
rip.
Rip for both of them. And this can be actually a bad situation for them.
One point is pacing.
Because Pompon has his full team behind.
Yeah, he should attack the not pace.
We're halfway
Yeah,
through.
yeah, I
Your
think he's
team
going to
leader should be
attack
getting
on the
close
next
to the
climb
finish.
or on the flat. I hope for him.
Yes, after bringing everyone with him for half of the way, he will then attack to make it
Yeah,
easier on all of them to
yeah.
join.
Now we should attack, for example.
Yep.
Yeah, but he closed the gap so much that if he went now, everyone will go with him. So I don't
True.
know what drugs he's on, but we all want to see what kind.
Look, Row is going. He's rowing away.
Ballistically.
Let him go.
1 minute 20 for the break is a good advantage in this stage.
And Joe Whiteley again trying to strike with Luke Crow and three other riders. Meanwhile, we go back into what is this peloton? Let's go to E1 and let's see what's happening there. And it is Andrew Walker and someone I cannot see at the front, Perley Alder, pacing. Yeah, or,
This climb is
yeah,
sharp and
And narrow as
torturous.
well.
and steep.
Yeah, let's see what's going to happen
8.4.
on this climb
Ooh,
because
red
Red,
car.
Very tough
red car of doom, 8.4%
Oh,
average.
look at this mess.
Luke Rose started finding out how to go backwards very quickly there.
It's
this
all
game,
together, but I'm sure that it's not gonna
the
be at the
most
end of this hill.
beautiful game in the world.
The most beautiful game of the world, indeed. When it comes to cycling games, it is the best, and we are sponsored by Cyanide and Nacon. Get your copies June 6th, PCM and Tour de France 24.
Sean, how much do you get paid every time you say that?
A lot. Why do you think I keep saying it? Because they are indeed our sponsors, and I am obliging to contractual obligations.
Oh no, Pompon, poor Pompon. Is he really in the worst
Use the
situation of the
slingshot to
demo?
catch, use the slingshot. Ah, not enough. And now it's how they're going for it. Goga's trying to follow, Joey's with half his team able to follow, and Andrew is trying to get there with his whole team.
If you wanted to watch Carnage, you came to the right place. This is indeed PCM World Cup 24, third stage of Classics final, and all hell is still breaking loose here.
Basso
Yeah,
is in
yeah,
trouble again.
the stage risk to be really, really selective. The fact I don't like is that the hardest part is now, then it becomes very easier in the final 40 kilometers, but
Quote to the
maybe
camera,
they're going to
2.6,
arrive to that part very split.
3 stars, 2.6 kilometers, 8% average, 476 meters of altitude, and Alder still going at the front of the now peloton.
Basso's half of team just came to the lead group, but with this section, they have no chance of getting back to the front. So it's likely that there you go, they
The
are
front
again
is
dropped,
clear,
and they will
but
have
many
to make
riders with
another
close
effort to
finishes
get
are
back
very
in.
high.
Guys, 97 to
Yeah,
go. Muscle
but it's
finds
not
himself
important right now because everyone is going to lose riders from now on.
5 for Joe, 4 for Alder. I cannot see how many. 3 for Muscle, maybe?
Yeah, Bazos 4, I think. No, 3.
4 or 3. Unsure because Emea doesn't move inside the group. So
No,
thanks,
it's
Emea.
4, but one is dying.
It's 4 for Andrew
It was
Walker,
five.
and it was 4 for Gogo, sorry, but now down to 3 as one helper was
Ponton is at the back with his whole team.
one
Yeah,
rider from Gogo seemed to be getting the lethal injection, but he's still surviving to fight another day.
Is it Joe with three?
5.
5.
2 trains
Uno,
there.
due,
I see
cuatro.
4 of them in the picture now, but he had 5 earlier.
Garto cuatro.
Down to 4.
George. Oh putain, il va me saouler ce mec.
Welcome, Daniel Miko, virtual Daniel Miko.
Meow.
Thank you,
This
Miko.
is Liberi. I went to Rome with some friends of
Guys,
mine from PCM Italia,
yes.
and a friend of mine went at certain point. Basically, until the race was going on, we couldn't access the bus zone. When the race finished, we could access it even without passes, which is a strange thing. But the best part of it is that a friend of mine went close to Bahrain's bus, and he started doing cats versus because of Tiberi.
So it's safe to say that Antonio T. Baby is one of the favorite writers of us all here in the booth, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, Pompo going.
So from the back to the front, again for the second time this stage for Fonfon. And it's Andrew who should be following this, as they're
Let me
the two
just
riders that have lots of deficit in the standings. And it's going to be Basso now trying to get some satellite riders on the front.
show us the back of the group
Is in
map.
fact his leader, the puncher.
Let's see, Aussie Alder there, four riders, Joe 5 again, uh, Gogo 4 as well.
So Grazi,
Trying
did you
to
see
see.
stage 21 then?
Huh?
Did you see stage 21?
Yeah, and we also talked with
Basso,
a lot of
Basso,
riders, not
Basso
with
is attacking.
Haig.
Basso is attacking, guys.
I went near the Visma's bus and I
Oh,
started
Phono map,
saying,
Phono map is
fuck,
going as well
fuck, fuck,
for
fuck.
I mean,
Phono.
there's nobody to see there, Grazi, anymore.
No, yeah, basically for riders.
Phono
There
map
were more
is
mechanics than riders.
Phono map
Yeah,
is
buzz
going
on the
out.
attack.
Can we
Can we
focus
connect?
on the race, please? Now, Joe White, you're
Yeah,
going as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Buzz on the attack.
I'm dying here.
I mean, these commentary is a bit more full of action because
Indeed.
many memes,
So, what are you doing?
memes.
Wake up! He almost got dropped
Goga,
again.
it's Goga.
Quote the Kautenbach, 2.2 kilometers, 6.9%.
That was
The
a
group
very
is back
interesting move
together.
there.
Who is ahead, actually?
Oh,
E1
Bazo's going
as
again.
Pompo, it's Pompo ahead, and Basso's trying
Pompon.
to go ahead.
Yeah, Pompon is actually doing the right thing because he can't
Ooh, Alder
properly
got blocked
pace
by Goga.
behind, and so he actually stays ahead.
But that
Right move.
previous break by Joe and Basso was an interesting one because, yeah, you might think that, okay, it's a breakaway that they will try to get to the finish, but it was in fact their leaders, their punchers that were in there.
Yeah,
But obviously, since both their leaders are there of both
but
teams,
they
then
don't work together. They don't want to
exactly.
work together. And now this attack by Baso could be dangerous if he actually keeps his old. But I mean,
Makalal now on the right.
yeah, hard climb. What's this turn? They actually did the 300 degree turn.
Guys, a short gap there for Basso.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
what
but
was he trying to do there? To go to the finish or try to bridge with his rest of the team at some point?
I think he's going to trying to breathe because these are helpers.
Does he
Mm-hmm.
have the
No,
puncher there?
Zverchek is the
Sverchek?
puncher, yeah.
Sverchek is there, yeah.
And so now, but Joe is forced to react because the pace behind wasn't sufficient for him.
And he
But
has Cummings
he's
ahead,
going to
Joe.
kill. Yeah, he's going
I
to
think
kill the
now's the
other
time for
rider.
Goga to take initiative and pace because Joe and Basso are always at the front.
Hmm.
And it's Alder following Joe as fast as he can as if his life depended on it. It truly doesn't, but it makes for an interesting race situation.
Well, no, it actually depends because if Alder yeah, Alder needs to win the stage
Well,
to
yeah, but
actually.
he also needs the others to finish in specific positions of fourth, fifth, sixth. I mean, it's not impossible, obviously, and he needs to keep trying, but it's really unlikely to happen. Not impossible, though.
Yeah, I mean, but he's still trying to set himself
Exactly,
in the best
exactly.
position to do it.
That is his job indeed, and he's still doing it.
Everything seems to be getting back together now as we enter Aldersberg.
And Basso is burning a lot with his puncher in this attempt. Joe is about to reach him, and everyone seems to be on level. Not for long, because Basso's still insisting on that push.
Basso is really on an attacking feeling today, isn't he?
Yeah, he
Kaneki is the
actually
cobbles rider.
can't keep the fucking head on his shoulders.
Kaneki is the his puncher rider that he's keeping here alone in the peloton. So
No,
interesting.
he's not.
The couples rider.
Yeah, Kanechki.
Yes,
Other
he is the
couples.
couples rider. Kanechki
Is
is the
there
couples
no
rider.
82 couple guy?
No,
Well, okay.
this isn't the Mickey Mouse DB, George.
I love the Italia World Tour database.
I prefer not to speak if
A
I
man of
speak.
culture. Ha.
I prefer not to speak. If I speak, me and Grassi will start killing each other here in the booth.
If you speak, I shoot you in the face.
Do you guys hate
Exactly.
it?
Well, I have to say, Grassi is still resents me a little bit for that, but I still find him an awesome dude. I just didn't like his DB. Such things happen, but nothing against who does. Why do we have George here, Emma?
Buster's going again. From who? Jo-
Yeah,
from
he's
Pitcock?
trying to kill Joe.
Uh,
I don't understand Bazo's tactic. He's losing classics because of that.
I think Busto tilted, especially after stage 2 went wrong, but let's see if he can salvage this some way. And Joe, responding with his puncher, knows that in case this works, he needs to be there for the decisions and now places Stephen Cummings and right ahead. Let's see what he does. Gets the gap, might get it,
I mean,
but doesn't have
as
it
it
yet.
is now, I mean, the situation is bad for Bazo because,
Kaneki is all alone in the peloton, by the way.
mhm.
Kanechki, sorry.
Yaganechki is actually here alone, but I think Bazo is trying to go for the cobbler.
He
At this
is.
point, he's trying to go for the cobbler.
Yeah, I think that Basso secretly wants to be caught, just without Pitcock being in contention. That's what his plan is.
Oh,
Good mind games there by Pitcock, forcing Basso's rider in front.
Hmm. This World Cup is played also on this level. That's why Goga is going to
Kaneki's
win.
Kanechki
dropped.
dropped. Kanechki's dropped. And Joe Whiteley is a precarious position. Arizona, the group in the back of the group needs to accelerate, and Basso needs to accelerate even more because
Oh no, this is not looking good for Basso. He's back, but
oh, and
he's not gonna be the leader here, not anymore.
Joe might go. Joe might go here. He goes. He had to go. He needs to get that right under for time. Basso now
Joe is
needs to
playing it
respond.
perfectly.
Yep.
And now Andrew Walker should no. Now Pompon should attack. No, because he's still okay. Anyone
Oh,
could attack.
it might be all for nothing here if Joe doesn't attack, but Joe immediately knows, realizes there's everything going on. Basso trying to go with Kanechki.
And Joe is going to win the World Cup. I'll tell you this.
Yeah,
For
Basso's all over the place here.
Well, luckily for Basso, even if this happens, Joe isn't in one of these finals. I don't remember which, so he still has the chance to redeem himself later on.
Yeah, but he should actually rethink about how he played these stages because he actually had it good. He also had the lead after the first stage, and
So
yet he decided
at this
to.
point, could we agree that the people that have direct interference in this final currently, without depending on anyone else, are Basso, Joe, Goga, and anti-Basso, the other side of Basso's mind? Group is down to 14. There's two guys down the road. I don't know who they are, and they won.
Tiger.
What, Emil? What?
So
It
here
better be
comes
good.
Wright, and this is great for Joe because he can have. Um, wait, is he only done 3? Okay, never mind.
Yes, Emil, I did see that move, but I'm not going to comment on it for obvious reasons. It will be looked upon later if you have the replay, which you
And
will
now
all know.
Andrew goes.
Red car in the way, 100% a Ben Young stage, says Dadamora. Welcome to the chat. Boss one dollar with 3 other 2.
Andrew is going strong here.
Sorry, guys, I need to take a call, apparently.
Okay.
Okay, so final 31 kilometers of the race. Obviously now we've entered the easiest. No, why Bazo is still working? Why
This
Bazo is
is going
attacking?
for it yet again. And Joe has not reacted yet.
Yeah, Joe is actually putting right at the work
Right, who just came
because
back from the rear.
yeah, but Basso hasn't these many energies with Stochek.
Oh, and now he bridges with two riders, so Basso still has a rider advantage here. And where's Goga? Goga is the best place for a third place medal here, but he's down to two
Oh,
just.
Goga is in a good position because he isn't working a single bit.
Yeah, exactly. I said before this stage that he might have to do more work than the previous stages, but it hasn't seemed to be the case.
It's in such percentages that the strongest
Basso is
victory
going for it
deserves.
yet again. And now it's
Third
gonna be
rider.
Joe following him, so it's two
And now
couples
it's
there.
going to, yeah, trust me, it's going to be Goga winning or Alder winning
Yeah,
the.
I believe Alder is gonna be the one.
Yeah, Alder is working a bit too
Unfortunately
much.
escaped from this
Alder's
one
now
from
is working a
Cardinal.
bit too
There are a
much.
couple of riders who want to go
Alder could
alone.
still win gold, you know. He's not far behind depending on the results of
Basso
the
is
work.
definitely going for Kanechki. His behavior is clear.
Yeah.
He can't actually arrive until that
Okay, I'm back,
cobblestone.
guys. What did I miss?
Yeah,
Basso
Basso
is
again going.
attacking like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's not a bad spot,
Basso
though.
is actually risking it all, which is. I mean, I have to tell you, if we don't think about trying to obtain a result, this is a great move because actually
Guys,
he's
18
actually
kilometers to
risking.
go. Guys, 17 kilometers to go even. That's not a bad move to go, let's be honest. That's actually a
Yeah,
big move.
it's not
It's a
far, but
good move.
I still have the doubt that he's
No,
going to.
yeah.
Cummings had to do make a sprint there just to make sure
Yeah,
that he stays in the wall of right.
and that's why I completely believe neither Joe or Basso are going to win the stage, and it's going to be Goga
Another of the favorites is giving an
or
edge.
Alder.
You know, Basso's looking better inch by inch here.
Or even Pompon. Pompon has attacked
No,
many
Basso
times.
is looking great. I don't know what Grassi is on about. This gap is golden right now, and unless he
You
completely
know
dies on
what?
that
You
climb.
know what I'm about. Kanechki, he isn't really great on
Yeah, but
Pompon is
climb,
Pompon.
going.
on climb, and there goes
Nobody's
Pompon.
following.
Yeah, and this attack may be exactly the reason. But I mean,
Joe is
Basso right
isolated.
now is obviously winning, obviously. But let's see what happens because I'm
Oh,
not
but
sure.
Just 10 kilometers
this
left.
move is the last thing Basso needed. Pompon going, everyone's following, and this could be what punishes him
Yeah,
because he was doing a
exactly.
good move at that point.
Problem for
I
Joe
mean,
is that he's isolated. He's the only rider, same for Andrew, that is, with no domestics around him.
Joe in a very delicate position right now, only with one rider. Depends a
It's
lot
in
on
such
what others
percentages
do,
that
or
the
else he
strongest
might
can create some
be
waves.
gone.
I'm sure Basso wouldn't mind Pompon being here, giving him some assistance.
let's see what happens because as it is this gap, maybe Kanechki can actually make it because the final cobbled section, Eish, Eichterwi, I think it's
Fuck's sake,
three
man! Not now.
stars.
This is the end of the stage. Jesus,
It's 3 stars. So Pompon, Baso,
you
and
know
now let's
this.
see Gogas forcing now. Let's see Baso how Baso's managed this thing out because
Also only needed the second place there, so we could have dragged Pompon with him. Now
Yeah,
everyone's
exactly.
together.
So if Joe doesn't win, Basso only needs a second place, and he has won.
And here, the punishment that Grassy was talking about might come here with everyone in this group.
yeah, and Andrew Walker goes
Andrew!
attacked by Andrew Walker.
Go on, Andrew!
And
Come
he's
on,
moving
Andrew.
from the group to the
Three
Everyone's
front
Ks
of
to
the
go.
cavalry.
He's looking good
everyone's
here.
everyone's rooting for Andrew Walker as we speak, except probably the finalists. That's the one who win a gold medal,
Goga
and
is
even
looking
then, it doesn't
strong.
change for
And
them.
Goga is looking strong. And this could
I
mean
see.
that he
Guys,
could
Oh,
be
Goga
for a
is going
gold
to win the
medal.
stage.
guys,
I'll tell you,
Paso and Gogo's real
Pompon is
Joe and
completely sacrificing himself,
guys.
Last
Joe and
kilometer.
Joe and Paso were in Gogo's wheel. Now Joe's
and
still
Andrew
in
Walker
Paso's
Andrew
wheel.
is
wins.
gonna
Andrew
win
Walker
this.
wins the
He's gonna take
stage.
the final
Andrew
stage
Walker's gonna
victory.
win.
It's
Andrew
gonna be
Walker's gonna win.
And Basso
Paso is
for
the champion of the
champion.
world. Paso is the
Basso is
champion
the
of the world.
champion.
Basso
Paso
for
Basso
is
is
the
champion.
champion of
champion
Basso
of
for
the
Classic.
champion.
world.
Incredible. Incredible.
What a maneuver there.
That's totally incredible.
Jaguar
Paso,
has
Unbelievable.
no resources at all in the end there, having been isolated early on relatively.
Joe. Whiteley was fornicated hard, and Basso, with all his pace and with a good move, as I had said, manages to secure the championship of the world. Congratulations, Basso. You are finally a champion of the
The
world.
final arena portion above 10%. We're waiting for the
Guys,
backfires,
what
who
an
appear to
end.
be fairly new
What
What
an
to
end
the
what a
indeed.
competition
fine.
in this
Can I
race.
say this is the most entertaining final classics I've seen
I think you're actually absolutely
since
right.
forever.
And may I just repeat what
And Mea,
Basso
don't
said.
copy my words.
Of course, yes. Pending that there are no appeals, and I mentioned this because this has happened before for Basso, so let's hope there aren't. Basso finally is a champion of the world, so many, many congratulations to him. What an ending, what a cold blood he had there, but he managed his energy as tight as he could and still managed to take the world title.
Yeah,
What?
that's deserved. I mean, he actually rounded
Guys,
the
Joe
world champions
is in
title
sixth.
for a
Guys,
lot of
guys,
time.
Goga on sixth and Joe on sixth and Goga in fifth. I'm not even sure if Andrew Walker doesn't get a medal, but I need to check.
So Joe will finish ahead of Goga.
No,
Uh,
I don't think so. No,
Oh, we
maybe.
have the standings. We have the standings. Basso, congratulations, you are the champion of the world. 206 points. Joe Whiteley gets silver, 168. Goga third, 160. Andrew Walker fourth, 143, only 17 points down, but what a great move from Andrew Walker. Alder fifth, 136, and Pompo in them at sixth place, 93 points.
Yeah, that was a great final. Thank you, thank you.
Okie dokie. So, guys, 206 for Basso, 168 for Joe. The finish
I'm going
resolved it
to
all.
eat. I'm coming back soon.
All right, thank you, Gracie, for being here. George, as I was saying, that stage resolved it all at the end of the day. Big gap there, almost 40 points from 38 from Joe to Basso, and then Goga close to Joe, 8 points behind. Andrew Walker and Alder were still close, not as close, but still close as well, 143 and 136. And Pompon got a third place, wasn't enough to do anything, 93 points. What final was this, George?
it was a great final, and I'm also just looking at the overall standings. So we know that Joe is not in the tour final, whereas Basso is. Um, so obviously Basso beat Joe here, and he will extend his lead. I think he has a lead in the overall standings. So it's also looking good for the overall in Basso's regards. But yeah, as far as this final goes, it was really good. I mean, I only joined from the second stage, and I was not bored for 1 second. It was attacks all over the place, especially from Basso. We had splits, we had chasing, and amazing sprints at the end. We saw Goga launching it way too late at the finish and taking the victory. And we also saw an amazing attack by Andrew in the last 4Ks or 5 in this final third stage.
All right, and Basso was probably with one hand also in the gold medal for overall, right?
Yeah, it seems to be going his way, but we'll have to wait and see for Tour and Line. Anything can happen still.
All right, let's go into the interviews channel. But first, let's see if we can do podium. I'm waiting for the email's confirmation. Okay, in 2 minutes. So let's look for 2 minutes, George. That was an awesome final. Probably one of the best all-time classics final in a world championship.
No, I believe the best one was France here, as you also confirmed.
You believe what? Sorry, didn't hear that.
It was the last year's Classics final. That was the best one.
No, because you were there. So
Joe, what's your opinion?
Huh?
no, we're not gonna hear Joe yet. We're waiting for the podium.
Yeah, it's
We're not
not
gonna
an
hear.
interview, it's an opinion about which is the best
We're
I
Classics
do,
not.
final.
I do
We're
have
not.
to go in like 2 or 3 minutes, so you might as well
All
interview
right.
me.
So let's listen to Joe. Joe, all your efforts came to nothing. You were washed and destroyed by everyone and their mom. Thoughts?
To be fair, I think you summed it up accurately there.
No, but seriously, what happened there, particularly in that last stage? Talk us through it.
Yeah, it was pretty much me and Basso with 4 spectators. I think Basso, to be fair, definitely deserved it if it wasn't going to be me. So fair play to him. The other players, I hope they enjoyed the entertainment. It was actually pretty fun. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I really need to comment on the gameplays of the other 4 people. I think
Were you surprised by the sheer amount of attacks from Basso in the second stage?
he was playing a little bit panicky, I must admit, but I don't know.
What happened there for you to be one man down in regards to him, at least in your words, because you were the one looking at your writer's bars?
In the third stage,
Yeah, yeah.
to be fair, I think he played it better than me. I know at one point I did lose my 77 Sprinter to the thingamajig, red car, but other than that, no, I think he just played it better than me.
So it wasn't the day to have sex with the 77 Sprinter today.
Yeah, I mean, I think to be fair, like if the first stage had got blocked or not, it wouldn't have made a difference. So, but if you're asking me, that's the reason why, then maybe yeah. But yeah, I think in general though that it was clear how strong me and Basso were compared to the rest of the lobby because we did literally everything in all
Perhaps
3 stages.
because, sorry to interrupt, because perhaps the rest of the lobby was of surprising quality, let's call it that.
Well, it's not surprising quality because that is PCM classics for you. You saw today, what was it, like 700 and something kilometers of stages, and
Yes.
they weren't 3 sprints, but they were nearly 3 sprints. Yeah. So,
One final question for you. Well, two actually. First one, I was talking with George about this. Was this the best ever classics final, or George was making a case for last year's? Which one would you say is the better of all time?
what did you say? Sorry.
I was asking you what is, if this was for you, the best classics final of all time that we've seen. George was trying to make a case for last year's, but since he was there, I say it doesn't really count.
To be fair, the classics in general, they can go multiple ways. I think any classics where there is a couple of um, solo moves, I guess, is better. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to say really which one's better than what.
All right, Joe. This result pretty much is the nail on the coffin of your overall. Not done yet, but with one last final and boss, so it's starting to look grim. Any hopes you might still have on that, or will you at least keep fighting until it is no longer mathematically possible?
I think in line, we'll give it a shot. It's a very different lobby to what it was tonight, so we'll see.
Joe, you were all oh so close of becoming the first player to achieve the Triple Crown in a World Championship, being the first guy to win at different times or consecutively, but in this case it would have been at different times, to get a medal in classics, inline, or tour. It was not meant to be. Basso can still do it if he wins the other 2 finals. If he doesn't, is that something you will try to get in the next World Championships?
I'm not really bothered to be fair. I think this year maybe I could have made the tour final as well, but I scraped through in some classics rounds, so I guess my luck evened out eventually.
All right, best of luck for inline, Joe, and thank you so much for being here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that was Joe Whiteley that we heard first because he has to go. Right now, we're going to do podium, and then we are going to hear the world champion Basso. So, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the Slovakian national anthem to honor the champion of the world, Basso.
Uh, Hello there.
Hello, Sean Septicon. So, Basso, you're the champion of the world in classics. How do you feel?
Ooh, yes, such a relief. I felt that classics would be my curse forever because of the previous results, but now everything is broken. A resounding win after an exciting final. Can't say I didn't have my bad moments there, but the good ones overweigh the bad ones. I feel tonight,
Yeah,
especially with the train bugs and like that was my fault. Honestly, it just sometimes happens in a game where you lose 1 minute because you forgot your riders were on maintain 10, or you uh, you try to give well you don't try to give the bottle. The AI does it does it for itself, and then it messes up your train and stuff like that. But in the end, I prevailed. I think the decider was the attack with the puncher and the cobbler in the last stage, because I feel like Joe was playing for the puncher. Yeah, I think Cummings was his puncher, and I was like, yeah, let's be a bit asymmetrical. So I decided to play for the cobbler because of the 3-star cobbles in the end, and it was a good choice. But oof, yes, it's finally
yeah.
done. Classic
Relief is the
gold.
right word, I believe, for you because when what happened in stage two, I think you almost started thinking like this is over, my chances is gone. But it must be relief after you completed it. But could you explain what happened in the second stage? We saw countless attacks from you, as if you're panicking for everything. So did you lose your tactics there? Did you not know what to do anymore? What happened there?
I kind of played not the way I usually do. If I was in my right mind, I would definitely try to keep the puncher on that stage. But I was like, yeah, let's create some Chiclismo, and it wasn't worth it. The PCM 23 does not allow Chiclismo, so I guess it backfired. Although I expected. I think I was in the break with Pompon and with Alder. I think, yeah, should be them. I expected them to carry on. I think I even DM'd Alder saying that we only need the 82s, but I wrote it in Spanish, so I'm not really sure if he got what I was trying to say. I think he did, but yeah, well, it then we sort of stopped, and then I knew that I was kind of screwed. I probably should have pressed on, made it for the 82 mountains. Now, like this, I had to rely on a good sprint from the guy I clicked follow on. So yeah, stage two was not my best showing. Although I think stage one and three balanced it out, the cobbles. I think I
Yeah,
played
and I mean,
well
you
in
also
both.
did salvage fifth place, which is good enough and sufficient for this gold medal in the end.
Yep, I think it was fourth, but like Joe got the
Oh
his
yeah, true.
his climber in front, yeah. But
Hmm.
so yeah, I was like I'm still in contention. It was 15 points to Joe, I think, the gap before the last stage. So yeah, I wasn't really stressed. The only problem in the last stage that the 15 points gap caused was that Joe didn't really need to pace back any solo attacks, basically.
Yeah,
Because then, for example, if he ended third and I ended fourth, wait, no, that doesn't work. I think if he ended fourth and me fifth, yeah, or fifth or sixth, he would have been ahead of me. Like even if I was fourth and he was fifth, my bad. I can't speak right now. I'm still shaking a little bit, so I
I
have
can
to calm
imagine.
down.
It'll be a good night's sleep tonight, isn't it?
Yeah,
But
yeah, most definitely. I have an exam for math in 2 days, and my personal life hasn't been that great lately. Well, family life,
so you'll have
but
an exam on Tuesday then.
Wednesday. Uh, did I say 2 days? My bad. I
Yeah.
mean, in 3 days. Yeah. Uh,
Okay, so how's it gonna go with tour final? Are you gonna have the time to devote any recons
ye-
for that?
yeah, I think I will. I still have 3 tries on the exam. In the tour final, I only have one. I know that's not a good
Okay, okay,
mentality.
battle priorities.
No. I mean, it's like what 30 to 45 minutes to recon the stages. I think I can dedicate that. When I see that I'm procrastinating, I'm just gonna open PCM and play a stage to know the the ups and downs and the corners of the stage and stuff. So
Well, I hope
no,
that
I'm just
tour
joking.
goes well. I hope that your exam goes well, and then you'll have a nice evening in the inline final, which will be the last event of this year's World Championships.
I'm
So,
definitely looking forward to both because they're definitely more skill based than the event we had today. But
absolutely. And I'm sure that you'll enjoy the fact that Joe will not be in the tour final.
yeah, I will try to gain as many points on him there and Leo as well, so that I'm in the best possible position before inline final. I think for the
Sounds good.
overall as well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was your World Champion of Classics for 2024. Congratulations, Basso, and
Thank you.
we'll see you all tomorrow for the tour final. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night.